Alright, let's see. Are we live? I see it says excellent connection, and there we are. There's our preview. Beautiful. Now let me just go grab the link. There we are. Part 15. Oh, wow. What's up, Luigi? How are you doing tonight? How is your day going today, Luigi? Omega, how are you doing tonight? Michael Keenan, what's up? How is everybody tonight?
And I have returned.
I'm just typing out the message for the post on the server. So how have things been with you lately, Caleb? What's new with you?
They're alright. Beside the fact I got fired.
Yeah, I heard about that. That
Actually,
sucks to hear.
Yeah, in response, besides drinking, under the influence of alcohol, enrolled in an online course.
Oh yeah, what for?
Bachelor in IT.
I see. What's the
So
end goal there?
Stuff. I can do anything. It's just a general IT course that goes on for at most 3 years.
Oh,
And at
all
the
right.
end of it, I can get a good qualification and almost a guaranteed job in cybersecurity.
Pretty nice.
Which is in high demand. And through the middle of that,
definitely with how, with everything going digital these days, I mean, they're gonna need IT guys.
Yep, so that's
something I've been that's something I've been thinking about going into someday.
Yeah, but I just reckon that I think I need to get a move on with my life. Get shit done, you know? And yeah.
Oh, Michael says, can't get into my Onyx Misfit account, so I'll be using this till you can get back into it. Alright.
Oh, yeah. Oh, wait, is the stream
hopefully.
on? Fuck.
Yeah, I went live while you were getting a beer. We've been live.
Oh.
We got Luigi, Omega, Michael, and Zach all hanging out with us here. And Zach, what are you doing again?
Shit. Did I not know we've been fucking streaming this entire time? Christ.
We've only been live for a few minutes.
Hey guys. Well, nice to see you.
As far as what's happening with the game since the last time we played, I'm waiting to see where things escalate with Maou and Mephistopheles now that we foiled their plan at the free skate. That's what I'm waiting to see.
Then there's the thing, what is Mao's plan?
Yeah, what is it actually? Because Maou is thinking bigger picture than Mephistopheles is. For Maou, Mephistopheles is just a pawn in this much bigger game than Mephistopheles could ever comprehend.
A good thing you kept it PG, huh? We don't really have so much illicit conversations. We don't do erotic role playing while we're off stream, beginning before the end of chats.
Right?
We don't go up to the microphone and speak like this, slowly, breathing. I can't even do it.
Can't even do it with a straight face. Yep.
No, I can't. It's too fucked.
That's because I'm typing, Michael. It's because I'm typing.
Oh yeah. Oh fuck me. Besides that, I've just been getting into some interesting things. Zach, you might be interesting. You might be interested in what I got up to recently. I'll DM it to you. I'll DM it to you after stream. Like,
Yeah,
funny as
it's
fuck.
big. That's all I will
Oh,
say
yeah.
about it.
Yeah. Who is friend factor?
Who is friend? The aforementioned Caleb in the title. My boy.
Yes.
My go-to
Yes.
guy when it comes to visual novel stuff. The one who talked me into playing this.
Yes, I am pretty much the only listed commentary partner in this server.
Yep, and that's not to say I'm against getting in and trying this with some more of you guys.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dreamer,
I am
Nico,
the,
Frisk, hey, how are you guys doing tonight?
Nice. We got some traffic up in this bitch.
I know, it's kind of crazy to see. I guess
idea that
I bet it's because it's a little earlier tonight. Because, yeah, my Frontiers stream did not get much traffic last night because I started late.
Oh, all good, mate. Not many people do know about me.
Yeah, kind of the same way. Zach says, I asked you a long time ago if I could voice act with you.
Mate,
you know what, Zach? I know you asked me about that Walking Dead inspired DDLC mod. We'll do that one together, okay?
Finally,
we'll do that one. Because a buddy on the Monica's Prologue server sent an artwork that reminded me about that mod, and I'm like, shit, I have been meaning to play that for like, what, a year at this point? Not that mod? Alright, well,
Ben, you know what
your choice then. Your choice then.
I got a couple of, before I was fired from work, I got a couple of Jack Daniels volumetric flasks. They're actually official Jack merch. And I put one in the freezer. So it's currently like keeping my can extra cool and cooling it down even more.
That's sweet.
Oh, yeah.
You're prepared for the horror ninjas and onions ninjas. Not sure how prominent those will be in this, but we shall see.
No, it's time.
Yes.
Alright, boys. It is time to duel with destiny.
Random word of the day. And you said, Nico, you have one more midterm tomorrow before your break starts. Best of luck.
Penis. Yeah, I'm aware of that mod, the Infinity Pens mod. Its first logo looked like it said Infinity Penis.
Third stream's the charm, Autumn, huh?
Mm-hmm. Hello. Oh my god, we have a massive audience.
Hi. Yeah, so I'm just about done sending out links.
Nice. Let's continue the crazy train. Someone get some Ozzy Osbourne up in this bitch. Sorry, I swear a lot. And if anyone, massive audience to 6 to be exact, yes. Dude, but you have to consider, Zach, that, like, despite the fact this is Ben's now largest, like, visual novel, like, streaming series, we don't get much traffic here.
Yeah. Oh, I should mention, earlier today, someone commented on that post I've been linking in just about every stream I've been doing, and it was from a fellow mod creator. The creator of Sequel Club, to be exact, which is a mod I've come across a number of times. You know, just suggested some stuff for me to check out.
Oh, I thought he was going to sponsor you.
Ha! Wouldn't that be something? If I ever get approached about a sponsorship, I'll be like, maybe I'm doing something right after all.
boys.
That would be funny.
Who do you think that? Do you think he's going to be sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends?
If I ever get an email from them, I'll just be like, what have I done to deserve this? Like, for real. I would just look at that email with disbelief. Like, hello?
I don't think I'd be able to, like put, like, just the constant, like, now from our sponsor, Raid Shadow Legends.
Oh my god, I would not. I would not want to do that. That would just be the biggest fucking mismatch ever. hfactor sponsored by hfactor water. Oh yeah, you reminded me. I need to do that still.
Sponsored by better water. It's water, but better.
Audible would actually be a great sponsor.
Probably.
That would actually be fitting considering how much like mod and visual novel stuff I do nowadays.
Imagine if like someone just just took up a bunch of sponsors and then just shoved them into one thing. Okay, how many sponsors do we have? Like, okay, Raid, Shadow Legends, NordVPN. Don't know what this one does. But he's on the list too. Anyway, check these guys. Oh, hold on. I'll be right back. Sorry.
Alright.
It's gonna take my washing off the line. I have real life responsibilities.
Speaking of messing with your files, this video is sponsored by NordVPN. The only thing I have a
server member, Jesus.
Oh yeah, everybody waving to the new guy in the server.
Yeah, I'll be right back.
The guy with the Shrek profile picture. You know, it's funny. I've been seeing some Shrek videos popping up in my recommended on occasion. Yeah, if you're not in the server, check the description. I put the link there in every video. Oops, speaking of which... Speaking of which, we do have another person who just joined. Hello, hello! Welcome to the server. Yep, you're welcome. Be sure to check out roles to see what parts of the server interest you. No, fuck off, Windows. Your old device setup. Be careful, OP Monica is coming after you. Is she now?
Who dares mention me by name? Caleb's old account. Yeah, I'm waiting for you to go on your break so I can fix it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yep. Anyway, I'm ready now.
Yeah, that's the last place I'm going to send out a link. So, we left off in kind of an awkward spot last time. We left off in the middle of a monologue between, I think, Mephistopheles and Maou.
Yeah,
we left off in the middle of a monologue between these two because you had something to do. Yeah, so let's get caught up here.
Yep.
They're basically going over what happened, like at the arena right before he left. And
I was shocked and speechless.
Yep, I was getting my document of who does what out. Yep, I did give you Mephistopheles. Keep that on the bottom of my screen.
Speechless.
I've put you in danger.
There was a tugging sensation at Mephistopheles' chest. He was overcome by a warm feeling. It was heartburn. He was dying. His Mephistopheles' cholesterol was at levels too high for his body to cope. In all these years, no one has ever apologized to him.
For me, that tends to happen when I eat mashed potatoes. Specifically, like the minute one, like the ones you do in the microwave, like the minute ones.
In the latter evening, Mephistopheles had an eating contest. The goal was to eat as many potatoes as possible.
Oh, God.
That's enough joking. No. Mephistopheles spoke to the large-headed man somewhere beyond the receiver. Please give me your next order, Maou. His voice was thick with loyalty.
Oh, so we were that close to the end of that scene. Because that's usually how these go.
Yeah.
Nope, and we're back in the bar. Okay. Yep. Right. I think we were going to follow him here, if I recall, from last session. About an hour later, I arrived at the bar Yusumi had run to. There weren't any customers in the dark establishment. Only Yusumi and the Yakuza who had already arrived were there, surrounding and interrogating the bar owner.
Give me a sec. I got it. I understand. Now, if you'd be so kind, I'd ask you to contact us if you ever see him again.
The shop owner, currently freaked out by the Yakuza, must have figured Yusumi was one of them. He nodded earnestly. Man, imagine mistaking Yusumi for a Yakuza. Like, wow, okay. At the very least, you could tell she's associated with them if they're not hurting her, How's it coming? I asked Yusumi for her report.
Sadly, we were one step too late. He escaped. He picked up a phone call and suddenly left the bar. I arrived just after he departed.
Did you get a name? He might have given the bar owner his card before.
Apparently this customer is a somewhat unsociable guy. He claims to be a revolutionary and always drinks alone.
Yeah, that checks out. That checks out. A revolutionary. That definitely matches up with the description that we have of him so far. I kind of described him as like a Japanese nationalist because that was the impression he gave.
Yeah, for anyone interested in this series, I recommend you, since this is part 15 of all things, I recommend you guys go.
Yeah, if you haven't been following along with this series from the start, you might be a little lost. And that's not to say we don't get lost ourselves and we take a long break from this, but yeah, it's good to be caught up. A revolutionary. I said it aloud as my mind digested the information. Speaking of which, the threat letter from Maou had sort of an idealistic feel to it. Anyway, we already know what he looks like. It's only a matter of time. Nobody can live in this city and hide from the eyes of Azai Gonzo's organization. My mother and I were found right away when we were debt dodging. Yeah, they're gonna get you for that.
Yep. I guess we should call it a night.
Yusumi looked unready to accept this defeat.
Do you really think finding this accomplice will actually lead us to Maou?
Interesting. I understand your skepticism, but he's our only lead at the moment.
Yeah, Neko Frisk. This series is... it's a pretty, interesting visual novel that is a lot of twists and turns, and it's very complicated. It's not like a random DDLC mod or anything else where you can just go in halfway and, assume what the plot is. This one, you really have to, watch through it because there's a lot of details. We say this every episode now, Jesus.
Yeah, a lot of the more recent episodes, now that the series has been going on for so long. But, I mean, we say it with reason.
Yeah.
And that's because this, really does throw a lot at you. There's a lot to take in.
It's like curveball after curveball.
Yusumi spoke directly.
We have to find another path.
Using your brain is hard work. I know the feeling, Nico. I know the feeling. I don't like overthinking things.
We literally, have theories about what's happening. Developed depending on what we learned.
Yep, I'm waiting to see what Mephistopheles and Maou are going to do next now that we've foiled their plan here. I'm waiting to see what direction they take this.
Yeah. If we keep following the tracks Maou lays out for us, then it's only a matter of time before we hit the last stop of the line. Hell.
Yeah, I remember that from the first game that you and Maou played, Yusumi.
Yes.
I remember that. I feel the need to ask this of Yusumi, whose grave expression worried me.
The character design, the artwork, and I will say especially the music. The OST in this is amazing.
Oh yeah, it's very fitting for the mood, each track.
Yep.
Is Maou really that terrifying?
Don't be fooled by the words in the threat letter. Have you already forgotten about when he took the ransom?
But that's... let me put it this way. It was only because he had us normal citizens as opponents that his plan worked, right?
You're suggesting he wouldn't cut it against the police?
Well, just look at it. We're in the same situation here. Maou continues to avoid police intervention. Yeah, because that's the last thing he wants. Yusumi closed her eyes and shook her head.
Magician's magic is not meant for other magicians. Maou is very aware of the capabilities of his audience. In other words, he's been toying with us all along.
She has a point. A good magician never reveals their secrets.
Yeah. My proof is that Maou is especially careful when it comes to taking care of evidence trails.
Yep, he leaves no detail overlooked and no stone unturned in all of his plans.
That's what's confusing me about this plan. There's holes in it.
Yeah. So you think, there has to be... Yeah, you think he has to be doing it intentionally. There is a reason behind it.
Yeah.
The evidence trails we had so far are the cell phone Maou gave you and the threat letter. Only 2. True, we couldn't get any clues from that throwaway cell phone.
Or the threat letter.
You mean that style was intentional?
It was all done to defend against an unlikely scenario where the threat letter finds its way to police analysts.
Exactly. You don't want to give them anything they can work with. You mean in the event it got put up to handwriting analysis? Exactly that.
Yes.
Because they have
like
databases of stuff like that, and if they can
how
cross-reference it with
this visual
someone's
novel,
actual
like,
handwriting, then
it
yeah,
doesn't
boom,
have
boom,
like
boom, they can get a lead on you.
Like, it doesn't have convenient like plot, like, oh, don't go to the police. Like, there's a reason that police haven't been involved, and it's like this shit exists. It's glad to know that they're putting light to that.
This is like the kind of stuff you think about if you watch a lot of forensics shows.
Yeah. Not just that. Psycholinguistic specialists can analyze the features nationally, personality, and even IQ of the writer.
Yeah, so basically, if you make your handwriting as messy as possible, and you make yourself sound like an idiot, it makes it a lot harder to get any sort of lead on who you are.
Yeah.
So you're saying he's trying to play dumb? Yeah, both figuratively and literally.
The connection with Goth, using the ransom as tissues, it was all nonsense. Heck, there was even that Mohawk guy in the first episode of that post-apocalyptic end-of-century anime that said you couldn't even use this to blow your nose, remember?
I would love to know which one they're referencing. Only hardcore fans would memorize such a line. What the hell am I supposed to know about that? As somebody who's like only discovering some aspects of anime at this stage of my life, I can sympathize with you, Kyosuke.
You kind of have to ease into anime. Like, with me, like, I wasn't as hardcore as I was as a fan till, like, years later. Like, fuck, I eased into anime through DxD and Sword Art Online. And I just became as good as I can with just watching series back to back. Like, that's it. And, like, just years of enjoying anime. Finding what anime is shit, why it's shit, because I've seen it all. Like, I can't count. I've probably seen, like, over 300 series.
I believe it with the library that you've shown me.
Yeah.
You just watch it for what it is? Sounds fair enough, Zach.
Yeah. And in the end, you do watch it for what it is, and it's not for everyone. Like, my girlfriend doesn't like anime at all. She thinks it looks silly. And that's just her opinion.
Yeah, and I mean, like, sometimes, it is ridiculous, but you kind of have to love it for that.
Yeah, but, like, I can't force that on her. Like, she just doesn't like it.
Yep, and if that's the case, then it is what it is.
Yeah, exactly.
Not everyone's going to like it. Yeah. So, Kyosuke brings up a good point here. Then why did he handwrite it? Taking into account that the threat letter might be analyzed by the police, wouldn't it be a smart choice to just use a computer from the onset? That leans into what you said earlier, Kyosuke, that he's trying to play dumb. That is such an obviously dumb move, but he was so smart about how he played such a stupid card.
Yeah,
if that makes sense.
Like, keep in mind that if Kyosuke could figure it out, Mao would too, because anyone that's been following this series up until this point know that Kyosuke and Mao are the same person. So, of course, if Kyosuke could find out such a trivial, like an obvious thing, then Mao would as well. Like, we know just how meticulous he is. And if Kyosuke can, like, figure that, it's like, wouldn't that be obvious? Mao would too. That was the very point that convinced me that the letter might be a trap, and that some element of the trap required the passage to be handwritten.
Continue on this line of thinking, Yusumi. I like where you're going with this.
Yeah.
This theory wasn't so crackpot after all.
Yeah.
You were right. There were traces of words on the envelope, and the murder nearly succeeded.
I'd say that with how careful Mao is being, he probably intends to face off against the police sometime in the future.
Then now would be the perfect time to catch Mao. Yusumi nodded deeply.
I don't know what his motive here is, but Mao is playing with a worthless person like me. If only he gave me enough space to take advantage of his arrogance.
No, he's not just playing with you. He's involved Gonzo in things this time.
Yes, and as I said earlier, Mao performs his magic with his target audience in mind.
Meaning? She sighed before glaring at me with a defined sharpness in her eyes.
Compared to the kidnapping, this is slated to be a massacre.
Oh. Where are you going with this?
Yeah, like we said, this is an escalation of this isn't just kidnapping a child and getting 50 million yen in ransom. People's lives are at stake and people have already been killed.
Mm-hmm. I don't like the sound of this.
Clearly upping the stakes here.
Yep, he's up in the ante.
Yeah.
Oh, next morning. Kanon, congratulations on yesterday. Sure. You've made it into the finals after winning by a huge margin. You got nothing to say about that? I mean, considering how little she had to say when, she won the event before the free skate and then easily just won the free skate, I don't think she's in much mood to celebrate. To tell you the truth, I'm still not satisfied with my free skate performance. Ah, is that it? Is it because you didn't choose a good piece? Yeah, that is a point that they talked about, how Aichi and Kyosuke thought the piece didn't really fit, what they were going for with how Kanon performed in the last event before the free skate.
Yeah.
I wonder. Yeah. I can feel your sarcasm from here, girl. She tilted her head. That's what everyone else says. Do you feel otherwise?
I want to mention to the 3 or 4 people that are watching this usually more than for the new guys. The characters in here on the surface are blunt, but they're fucking amazing characters, even Kanon.
Oh yes. These last couple episodes gave me a whole new respect for this girl. All I know is that Nan-chan was perfect. Nan-chan did nothing wrong. Well, it's not like you can change the song at this point. You'll just have to buckle down and go for it. I'm sure she doesn't need me to tell her what she already knows. Alrighty, I'm going to practice. Then I'll go to school myself. Seems that Kanon won't really be able to go to school until New Year's, since she'll be continually busy with various competitions. Yeah, she's kind of got a lot going on.
Oh, fucking that's interesting to know. Zach's favorite character is Tsubaki.
Yeah, I appreciate Tsubaki.
Yeah, Tsubaki was a good character. Had a nice arc. But
very much so. I liked her.
Yeah. Morning.
Oh, I figured you'd be taking a break from school at the moment.
Well, I skipped too many classes. Normally I'd be pursuing that accomplice, but...
Gonzo's so mad he's spitting fire from his eyes. He started pressuring the clubs and moneylenders under his umbrella into helping him find the guy. The ladies from the clubs are posing as hostesses and asking customers, while the rest pass his photo around everywhere. With all that, he's probably too afraid to even open the door. Yeah, he's really stepping up, throwing everything he's got at this. Wow.
Yeah. That's probably what Mao's intention was, to throw Mephistopheles as a boss, and maybe that's what he's doing. He's painting a target on that dude's back.
Yeah, basically just to draw attention away from himself. Yeah. I like where you're going with that.
Yeah, and that kind of half terrifies me more. And it's what's gonna happen here?
Yeah.
Pardon me. I've had bad hay fever for the last few days.
It is that time of year, I suppose.
This might be a bit weird to say, but like my cough and mucus out of my throat when I had a shower, it was like green, and by green I mean like green eggs and ham green.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, that's
And
definitely
like it was
not
never
good.
that green when I had COVID. Like it's fucked.
That is, yeah. Hopefully that clears up soon for you.
It's getting a bit better. It's getting a bit better now, but like
That's good to hear. That's good.
Then I'll just kick back and await the good news.
Yeah, I will too, Yusumi. After reaching her seat, Yusumi seemed to sink into deep thought. She rested her chin on the back of her hands.
Yay, my favorite character. Hey, Kyosuke.
Oh, Aichi. Thanks for yesterday.
Don't get all friendly with me. You better not forget I promise you here.
Promise, you say?
I'll kill you.
Oh, right. We were gonna plan out the great submission of Miss Noriko. Right, that's a thing. I forgot about that. I've been a little engrossed in what's happening with Maou and Mephistopheles.
You're starting to get a bit too in sync with our protagonist.
I don't think it's going to work, though. Dude, I legitimately forgot about this with everything going on with Maou, Mephistopheles, and everything surrounding them. I've been a little focused on that lately. Yes, it is our lovable piece of shit, Michael. Yeah, I don't have much faith either, Kyosuke, but hey, if he wants to try, who am I to stop him? Yeah. I hear she's in love with someone.
Hey, I know that much.
Oh god. Then it's hopeless.
Then kill the rotten son of a bitch if you have to. Our agreement was for you to make a plan, so make a fucking plan.
Jesus Christ, Aichi! You really want this Miss Noriko, don't you? The lengths he is willing to go to. Look, I'd have to kill half the goddamn world before she decided to pick you.
Oh my gosh. Fuck. Hey, Sami-san, just hear me out. I've heard plenty. Actually, I just got back from talking to Miss Noriko in the faculty office. Apparently, they've been going out for a month now. Thus, hopeless.
Just give up, bro. Call it bad timing and leave it at that.
What do you fuck say?
Damn it, Aichi, you are stubborn. His expression underwent a severe contortion.
You two douchebags just used me and threw me away. Is that really all I mean to you fucking pricks?
It's that face!
Yeah, he's guilt tripping us now.
Yeah, it's not gonna work, bro.
Oh my god. And we have to like real like this woman's like fucking probably 20 years older than him.
Oh, I know. Should probably clarify that. Yeah, this is a teacher he's talking about.
Yeah. Please calm down, Aichi-san. I'm sincerely sorry about the whole ordeal. Fucking right. You said you'd help me organize my evil plan. That's why I prepared another solution.
Huh?
I'll introduce you to a friend of mine.
Is this that person we saw the last time we saw you, like before all this went down?
Yeah, wasn't it like I forgot.
I think it was Yuki.
Yeah,
I have it. Right? Yeah, you are. I have it written down in my notes here.
Alright. Huh? What are you talking about?
Let's see if let's see if my hunch is right.
You're into older women, right? Oh no. Yeah? I like how he just like snapped back into like
Yep, he just snapped back into place so quickly as soon as he hears that.
older women. And looking at Miss Narco, long hair ranks up there too, right?
This I can at least agree with. I love me some long hair.
Yes. Oh yeah, long black hair is the absolute best.
Aichi, where are you going with this? We're talking about a friend of Yusumi, not Yusumi.
And naturally taller is better, right? She has to have brains enough to be able to communicate with me at least. I get you. I get you.
Dreamer says he's a simp.
Yes. Yes, he's simps for MILFs.
Pretty much.
She has to know how to take care of others too. She has to listen to me.
Jeez.
This babe's a ridiculously good listener. He's just setting him on to...
Yep. Yusumi.
Seriously?
You're stringing him along, aren't you? He's practically floating.
I'll introduce you too soon, so please forgive me. Oh my god. I can't tell, like, whether she's saying forgive me for what I've done or forgive me for what I'm about to do.
I want to lean towards the latter because it would be so perfect.
Yes. I'll decide whether or not to forgive you after I inspect the merchandise.
Good lord, Aichi.
Oh my god. I understand, I'm looking forward to it. Awesome. Things are finally coming up, Aichi.
Aichi's mood must have improved dramatically as he lightly skipped away. Hey, Yusumi, about that friend of yours. Don't tell me you want to hook Aichi up with that model-looking chick, Tokida?
Of course. It's the least I can do.
I don't have her in my notes. Must be somebody that we saw earlier. Well, she's certainly beautiful. Aichi will probably be very happy.
I just hope everything goes smoothly.
Only time will tell. Sounds like there's some kind of obstacle. Did you contact her?
No, I was dreading that very thing.
Yeah, this is the kind of thing you want to set up before you do this. Looks like Yusumi is really bad at dealing with her.
It might be Yuki too, but who knows?
Maybe.
Tsubaki.
Ah, Miki-chan. It's been a long time. Yeah, I'm doing well. I'm keeping busy these days. It was lunch break, and I was making a business call. There's certainly been a lot of trouble lately. Take this call, for example. We're talking about a club which refuses to select the Azai Corporation as its preferred wine distributor. Another group has been openly stepping onto our territory. Yeah, and we know how that goes. They don't take kindly to that.
Their wine will be spilled.
I won't be able to avoid talking to Gonzo about it for much longer. And yeah, after what we just heard, not sure I want to see that. My whole family went to go see Kanon skate. Even Hiroaki was happy to see it. I imagine he was. Tsubaki was as bright as ever. You sweet bundle of innocence. You're too pure for this world.
Yes. Oh, tell me about it. After seeing it in person, worlds suddenly become a sure thing.
I'll be waiting to see Kanon skate at Worlds.
Yes.
Look, Yusumi, you didn't watch a second of it.
But I borrowed the DVD from Aichi-san last night.
That's true, we did, to pinpoint the guy we were looking for.
Yeah.
Is that so?
Ah, Tsubaki, I just remembered something important. Is that cell phone still at your place?
Cell phone? Oh, yeah. I suppose she means the phone Maou gave her.
Would you mind bringing it back to me tomorrow?
Has something happened? Suddenly, dark clouds hovered over Tsubaki's face. Yeah, that's probably the last thing she wants to be reminded of. Like, she just wants to be done with all of that. And I can relate.
Yeah. It's not that nothing has not unhappened. What?
Yusumi, are you just playing, or are you... What are you doing? What? Which is it? Listen, Tsubaki, if you try to take Yusumi seriously, you're only gonna wear yourself out. She looked at Yusumi, then me. Just tell me if there's something I can do, okay? Despite knowing that something happened, she still chose not to say anything. Ah, speaking of Hiroaki-kun, he's starting elementary school next year, right?
Hiroaki!
We passed the remaining time within shallow discussion. Afternoon came before we knew it. And immediately following school's conclusion, I had an appointment with Gunzo. Oh boy.
The stepdad of the year.
Sure. Here we go. It's good to see you. I threw a word of greeting toward a man in a suit who seemed like a guard and stepped into the courtyard of Gunzo's estate. I had company in the yard. A bodyguard with the build of a wild beast stood a few feet away. He was as still as a statue. Have a good night, Omega Prime. Thanks for hanging out.
See ya.
Here we go. After I made my salutations and sat down, Gunzo spoke.
The she and yin groups at it again.
I remember that. Remember that name. Shine? Are they trying to expand their territory? The Shine group favors a militaristic approach to the Yakuza power struggle. They're one of the top organizations within the Suwa Alliance. They refuse to engage in fraud, intimidation, or coercion, and consider even drugs to be an absolute taboo. So, yeah, very militaristic. Literally just take things by force.
Yeah.
Suppose one would say they're living in the past, since they're extremely insistent about order and loyalty and whatnot. There aren't too many of them overall, but what members they have are fiercely devoted. Naturally, they don't get along too well with Gunzo's Sonoyama group, who would do anything to turn a profit.
At the end of the year, the geezers of the Alliance are planning on having a little get-together. That's probably what got them all riled up.
Geezers. Guess he's referring to the men who lead the top Suwa groups. Probably. Azai Gunzo must truly fear nothing.
They've done any real damage.
Everything is still under control at the moment. Well, there was a drunken brawl at a bar on Central Boulevard yesterday, but we don't know yet whether or not it was caused by people from Shine. My words were riddled with fear. Fear of the blank, expressionless gaze Gunzo wore.
Let's crush them.
Stamp them out, huh? A member of an offending group has caused trouble in an establishment controlled by our organization. An incident like this is generally resolved after the offender commits yubisume. I'm gonna have to look that up. A procedure wherein the man hacks a joint off his own little finger in order to show penance. However, Shine's yet to cough up a pinky. Never mind. I guess I don't need to. Jesus. Forgive me for speaking out of turn, but I heard an interesting rumor from an informant. Really? He received word that a certain group within the Suwa Alliance is importing large quantities of weapons from Russia. Huh. Interesting affiliation.
Yes.
Gunzo gave me a glare that intimidated me into silence.
There are less than 100 of those pigs, and we have over 1,000 people. Even if the Kanon were to charge him with machine guns, I'd tell my men the same thing. Go and die. Your corpses will be our shield.
Jesus Christ, man! I could only silently nod.
Keep searching for Maou. Use the same people.
Understood. Everything that needed to be said has been. After parting with Gonzo and calming down, my cell phone rang. The call was from my mother. Hey! Yeah, how are you? What? Your health? Well, that doesn't sound very good. Yes, I'll take some time to visit you. Please take care of yourself. It was a very long phone call. What a nightmare. Wish I could fly over to Mom's side right now. Lord knows what Gonzo would have to say about that. He just demanded that I find Maou. Even if my mother's ill, there's not a damn thing I can do about it. Damn it, Gonzo. Withstood the torment of my helplessness as I solemnly trod the road home. I got home early and ate dinner with Kanon. What's up? You've got this glazed look on your face. Just make sure I didn't miss a line. I was thinking about Mom. Maybe it's better you don't know, Kanon.
Yeah.
Apparently my expression betrayed my grim worries. It's possible that Kanon understood, but she didn't push the topic. I meant to address that. Been thinking about how I've been pronouncing Kanon's name. I'm not sure if it's Kanon or Kanon or what.
What does it matter?
I know, I'm just bringing it up now because it's really a minor detail in the grand scheme of things. But it's just something I was thinking about while I was at work the other day. Whatever. Hey, Nissan, get this! It's the way Kanon has survived up until now. It's not because she's particularly sensitive or anything. She just doesn't want to get involved with any trouble. Pretty much, yeah. That'll just take her focus away from what she really wants to do.
Yeah.
Nan-chan doesn't have practice tomorrow. Oh, really? Really now? Wow, that voice crack, though. You've got a break?
Really?
It's like how people pronounce Natsuki. Makes sense. Yup, so you should protect me. From what? Protect you? Something must be bothering her. She's pouting.
I want ice cream.
As funny as that is, I'm actually worried here. Like, what did you learn? Why are you asking me to protect you all of a sudden? This is kind of coming out of nowhere. Like, did somebody make you aware of what's been going down? Well, a lot of people are gonna come try and take me away. People from TV stations, from magazines, sponsors. How does everyone know Non-chan has a break? Just get rid of them properly. Of course I'm gonna say no at a time like this, but they're gonna come bother me anyway. And then they'll be like, we're sorry for bothering you at a time like this, or like, we're not here for business, we're just fans. Yeah, that's what they all say. That's just a bit of recon before they go for the proverbial kill. So you're saying you want me to take you out? It's been a whole year since you did, Nissan. That long, huh? Still. Guess it's not such a big deal to skip school for a day. If you want to hang out with me, then I guess I just have to suck it up. But no making a big scene out of it. Can we go to Chiba's amusement park? If you even get within 100 yards of that place, the tabloids will have enough material for a month. Then what was your plan, wise guy? Well, what do you want to do? Heck if I know. Why? Oh, man, why Kanon? I can relate to that so much. You know, aside from, like, doing a stream, like, so often on my days off, if I don't have any shopping to do, it's just like, what am I gonna do today? Like, what are some things I want to do? Oh, come on. Don't pull this act on me. You've been practicing every day, so you've had to hold it all in, right? Hold it in? What are you talking about? You know, stress, for example. I just figured you'd want to go have some fun. Huh? Huh, she says. Fine then. We're just gonna spend the day doing nothing. And rent a movie. A movie, huh? Okay, which one? What do you like? Heck if I know.
Oh.
Oh god, if this does not show her devotion to figure skating, then I don't know what will. Like, she spends so much time on this stuff that, you know, stuff that most people would be like, oh yeah, I like this, this, and this. She's just like, I don't know. I don't have time for that.
Yeah.
Alright, let's watch a love story then. No way. Why not? Because even if nothing dramatic really happened, I'd still fall in love. Even without a promise in my memories, I'd never let my man go. As long as he stays kind to Nan-chan, Nan-chan will always love him. I have no idea what she's talking about. Okay, how about a tearjerker then? Like those mother-daughter dramas, where the mom's real sweet, but the daughter's just too spoiled to realize it? Oh, that sounds good. Go rent it. Guess she didn't catch the implication. Then I'll go sleep. She dove headfirst into my bed and stopped moving. That is one thing I envy you for, Kanon. The ability to just dive into a bed and instantly just go. I wish I could do that. I just can't. It doesn't happen. Hey, would you at least change first? But there was no answer. I should go to bed early today myself. Been catching strange colds recently. Illnesses and headaches continuously assail me. Not for the reason you think, Yosuke. Not for the reason you think. I sat alone in the dark, examining a photo. Yusami Haru. The moment I said the name, a dull ache reared its ugly head in my temple. No, I don't need to alt. I need to click. Yusami. Yusami Haru, is it? I know that name all too well. Unless it's a different Yusami. His father was the mastermind who destroyed my family. Whoa.
Oh, what?
That.
What the fuck?
Hold up. Stream notes. G-string. I think we just got our motive for why he wastes so much time with Yusami. And why these two just have such a personal vendetta for each other. Besides mom and dad, I also have 2 siblings. No, had. Had. Oh god.
The fuck?
One died of a heart disease soon after birth, and the other died in a terrorist attack overseas. Yeah, I think I know which one. Jesus. It's gruesome, man. Dad is still rotting in a dark cell, awaiting the end of his sentence. Mom's all the way in Hokkaido, tormented by mental illness. Yeah, wow, so he's just, his whole family is just Either rotting away in prison or just is riddled with tragedy.
Yeah,
So I mean,
like
that one with the heart disease is just heartbreaking. 'Cause you never want to see that. You never want to see that kind of stuff.
fucking hell.
Damn, man. And then there's me, who discarded the Samejima name and all it represented for the brand Azai and the sins it implies. So I wonder, just what is happiness? Only demons exist in this world. Seeing as that's the case, the best I can do is become the lord of these demons, the devil. No, I won't think about such things. Yusami's made no mention of it, so she probably just wants to forget about the whole ordeal. Just as I have changed my name to Azai and discarded my past, Yusami must have something of her own that drives her. 'Cause yeah, if this is Mao's like motive for all of this that he's doing against Yusami, besides just wanting to catch Mao, what is her motivation? What drives her? Man, I'm gonna be thinking about that. When it's time to lay the cards on the table, will I tell her? It's been so long since I felt so sentimental. Is it because I've been thinking about such unusual things? That night, in my dreams, I saw my mother. The guilt tore at my sleep like a beast within me. Yeah. Zach says both sides of the coin are bad sides no matter how you flip it, in a sense.
Mm,
Yeah, both sides, have their own problems.
yeah, victim of like the sins of the parents. And
Pretty
then you're
much,
suffering
yeah.
for it.
Sometimes I ask myself where the turning point in my life had been. Though I never get an answer, my memory is always open to a freezing village in Hokkaido. Behind a wall as thin as paper, in a shack without double-paned windows. Wind and snow battered the roof without remorse. Mom's fingertips, nothing but weak skin wrapped around tired bones, shook violently from the frigid cold. That evening, we were huddled together, just as we were every day, doing our best to endure the cold and the darkness. Mom, can we run away? She shook her head lightly in response. The bruises she'd received from that monstrous man shined black in the dim lamp. If we move too much, you won't be able to make any friends, will you? I can make friends anywhere. Don't push yourself too hard. You too, Mom. Don't push yourself too hard either. Her hand gently caressed my emaciated cheekbone. Hope I'm pronouncing that right. Freezing wind suddenly barraged the room. I poked my head out of the quilt and saw that bear of a man standing in the doorframe. It was Kanu.
Yosuke, you
Yes.
doing okay?
Strangely enough, he was concerned about my health. The man who had beaten me to the brink of consciousness that very day had no right to ask such a question.
I was drinking and it just happened.
Kanu sat on the floor, spread out, and began to guzzle the spirit that he had brought with him. As I watched him drink, for so casually intruding into the only sanctuary my mother and I held, a sense of fear welled up inside my heart. My back and waist, where he had beaten me the hardest, started to burn once again.
Listen, Yosuke, I'll get you to the hospital tomorrow.
Mom spoke up.
Oh, it's this year.
Please, just get out.
Like I said, I'm sorry.
You've scared Kiyosuke enough for one day. I wasn't the only one scared of him. Mom was too.
Come on, let's make up. I want to be Kyosuke's new father.
That sentence may never leave me for as long as I live. Thinking about it now, Kanu was a typical violent drunk. Violent, abusive drunk. When he was sober, he played at looking for forgiveness. If you really feel guilty, will you go buy a hot drink for him? It's a damn blizzard outside. Oh, sorry, that's your line, I think.
All the stores are closed.
It's no exaggeration. Snow and wind were stronger than ever. However, the vending machine right around the corner wasn't affected in the least. Kanu took a swig from the bottle.
This'll warm you right up, Kyosuke.
He pushed the bottle to me. Its breath and the smell of alcohol made me dizzy. Please, stop it!
What's the problem? It's just a father and son sharing a drink together.
Sure, maybe in your head, buddy. Mom came to my side, but Kanu brushed away her hand. He stared at me with lifeless eyes.
Don't hold back now.
Using all my strength, I closed my frozen lips. My hair stood on end. The mouth of the bottle in front of me was shining, soaked with Kanu's spit.
What do you think's gonna happen to your mum if you don't drink up, boy? We're a family here. You think you guys can survive without my support as your father?
Mom screamed. She protected me, trying to chase away the scary giant. I get it already! I reached out and grabbed the bottle. It was nearly full and incredibly heavy. My hand slipped in surprise. The dull sound, the bottle fell on its side. Oh no.
No.
As I watched the liquid flowing out onto the old, worn floor, sound reached my ears.
That was Daddy's booze.
I was about to go into a defensive stance. I was yanked up by the collar.
You've pissed me off, Kyosuke. It's not every day your father gives you a chance to make up with him. What the hell do you think you're doing?
Pain, fear, and burning anger assaulted me. Couldn't hold them back anymore. What a joke! What kind of father are you? Immediately felt myself floating in the air. My face was burning and I was seeing stars. Mother's heartfelt screams pounded on my eardrums. My head was being held down against the floor.
Lick it clean. Lick it up, boy. This is a Christmas present from your father.
Christmas. Wow. Kind of funny we're coming up on this 6 days from the actual day. At the time, I only knew that Christmas was supposed to be a day where families shared warmth and love. Come to think of it, that was indeed Christmas Day.
Oh, you skipped a line.
Yeah, I bumped my touchpad. Just where is God? I wondered, as my face was smashed against the alcohol-soaked floor. Shrieking and roaring melted into one. The walls were shaking, not from the battering of anything as forgiving as the wind. Kanu had grabbed Mom's face and smashed it against the window. Grabbed her hair and cursed as spit flew everywhere. Violence. Again and again. Eventually, the sound of sobbing drowned the world. Was it me who was crying? Was it my mother? Either way, I couldn't stand to watch another second. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Squeezed out one final plea with the last of my energy. I'm sorry. I think that's your line.
I'm sorry, Dad, right?
My heart was frozen. That was the moment all emotion within me died. My eyes fell on the snow outside the window. That snow would go on to emotionlessly cover everything, and for once, I understood its mercy. Regret, misery, everything was quick to be buried in this white, frozen world. I'm sorry, Dad. That was the moment I was reborn. My heart was already frozen to the core. I had no feelings whatsoever. One last time, I begged, apathetic. God, please save me. It was only something I muttered without thinking, but God must have heard it. Someone was bashing on the door with great force. The visitor that came, despite all the wind and snow, kicked down the door and walked in.
Sorry for the intrusion.
He stepped in magnificently, a body immune to the elements, standing like a monster from the peaks of the snowiest mountain. Behind him, a few other men stepped in without hesitation. There wasn't a single coat among them. Their pitch-black suits were covered with snow.
Do you think you could get away?
Those cold eyes looked toward my mother. Even as young as I was, I understood that they were here to collect debt. Who the hell are you? Kanu's eyes opened wide.
Who do you think you are? You think you can talk like that in front of our boss, huh?
Suddenly, one of the men in suits scowled.
This man is... Cut it.
After the large man, who seemed to be the leader, shot him a glance, the man beside him apologized and shut up.
You're Yakuza, aren't you?
The savior at the door had a very similar build to Kanu. However, the air that radiated from him was so different that it was visible at first glance.
You. What is your relation to this woman and her son? Well, nothing, I'm just...
I suppose that was the limit to his fatherly love.
Pay up. Pardon? You're going to help these two pay. Wait, I said I had nothing to do.
The next moment, Kanu's head snapped back. A fist had smashed into his face. He didn't even have time to squeal like a pig before his ears had been twisted torturously.
So you want to know who the hell I am, huh?
Oh god. That look on his face, man. That is the look of a man who gets enjoyment out of this kind of stuff.
Beast.
The look of a beast, yes. He used his other hand to retrieve a card from his pocket.
Please have mercy.
He pressed a corner of the card to Kanu's ear, laughing coldly. Kanu's eyes were rolling back into his head.
Listen up, then.
Rolling the card into a thin stick, he jammed it into Kanu's ear. Oh, God. Oh! Oh! Oh, I don't want to think about that. Ooh, ah, wah! Strange alien sounds echoed around the room. So, who are you? Fear and exaltation finally slipped out of my mouth. Kanu, who had just been a mountainous obstacle to my mother and I, had just been silenced in an instant. It wasn't an angel who descended to my aid, but a demon.
Take it away.
Demon didn't even seem to see me. He just ordered his henchmen around. Hands gripped me from all sides, dragging me away. Wait, I'll do anything! Anything! Please must have annoyed the men surrounding me as they struck me. Strangely, though despite being hit by a punch, I didn't feel any pain. Please, tell me! Incredible might. Please, let me join you! Scenery of a poor school, some place I struggled day in, day out, without a single friend, suddenly floated before my eyes. As long as I follow this man, no one will scorn me ever again. I'll have the power to protect Mom. My fear was gradually ebbing as anticipation thoroughly flushed it away. Without a doubt, I was getting carried away. Threw me to the ground and stepped on me, but I didn't feel any pain. At the time, my face must have been filled with a pious light of sincere prayer to God. Finally, the demon spoke.
Can you return the money?
Money?
It's a huge sum.
I'll pay it.
You're lying, boy.
Sorry?
You answer before you even heard how much you owe me.
I'm sorry.
You're free to lie all you want, but if you're caught lying, I'll show you no mercy.
Alright.
You want to join us, huh?
Yes! Please!
And leave your mother behind and come with me.
Leave Mom? There's no way I could do that.
Send her to supper for now. It's not like you can be together anyway.
That unanswerable statement stopped me dead in my tracks.
You're headed for an orphanage anyway.
The demon's words were absolute in my ears. I believed sincerely that whatever future he saw for me was indeed my destiny. Mom. Our eyes met. As I think back, my face must have been a spectacle of submission and exhaustion. Mom. That thin neck could only shake slightly, silently, to show her fear at losing me. Our unending tragedy already had her at her limits. And I was at mine as well. I could no longer turn back. Take me away, I beg you. Hearing this, a cold laugh came from the demon's thick lips.
You've abandoned your mother?
I'm not abandoning her.
You might be something someday.
No, I swore in my heart. I'm definitely not abandoning her. Having made my decision, I closely followed Azai Gunzo's back.
Azai Kyosuke was born.
Indeed. I'll come and get you. I swear. This was the promise I made that day as I walked away from my mother. I never followed through on that promise. Instead, I followed Gunzo through the long, hard years. When I finally had a strong enough financial base to live with Mom, I asked her about it. But I couldn't force a mentally ill woman to leave a place she feels safe in just to bring her home with me. The doctor told me that because Mom had been forced to move so many times, she was absolutely refusing to leave the place she lives at now. All I can do is give her a call once or twice a week and spend the odd long vacation with her in Hokkaido. She's my only relative. No, I also have a father, Azai Gunzo. Yet, a question always lingered in my heart. Why did Gunzo make me his foster son? There's a rumor that it allowed Gunzo, Sonoyama's underboss at the time, to impress the head honchos of Suwa. Taking in a poor kid with no blood relation was a show of valor. Perhaps he just used me in order to move up the Yakuza ladder. Lord knows Gunzo doesn't care about valor or honor. In any case, I lived away from my mother, and I could never bring myself to stand up to Azai Gunzo, the most powerful lord of Tomenbetsu City's organized crime. If only Gunzo would allow it, could live closer to Mom. If only. Wow.
Fuck me.
My
But here's
God.
the thing. Where does, Usami's parents fit into that?
That's, I think, the missing piece of the puzzle that we need to really
Jesus.
fully comprehend everything with our two, main leads.
Yeah,
Oh
fuck.
my God. That was huge.
Yeah, on that note, I'm going to be back. I'm just going to go to the toilet and get myself another drink, because, Jesus, that was a lot to take in.
Yeah, I feel like I need a minute to digest everything I just read.
Fuck me.
That was a big reveal.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll be back
I'll
in a little
Jesus.
bit.
Yeah, fuck.
So yeah, for those of you that have been following along, and any thoughts on what we just saw? We just learned about our boy Kyosuke here. So, holy shit. That reveal, man. And finally learning, like, the origin of Gunzo and Kyosuke's relationship. You know. Like, it's been hinted at before, but now, you know, we finally got to see exactly how it went down. At least how Kyosuke remembers it. Because this was a dream, after all. Like, he flashed back to this. But, man. Like, fuck, that's why, you know, Maou wants to do all this. Ugh. Like, all we've known about Kyosuke's motivation, really, is that he has to pay off his debt to Gunzo. His family's debt, which we haven't really been told much about. Yeah, we know that it's, like, his family's debt that he inherited. And that, you know, he's been working to pay it off his whole life. So far. But, you know, now there's more to it than that. At least, you know, why Maou has such a fixation on Yusami. Because... Hold on, I need to get my stream notes folder again. Yeah, because that girl's father was the mastermind who destroyed my family. So what he's saying there, you know, is that he plays some part, Yusami's family played some part, you know, in engineering the downfall of the Kyosuke name. And I need to know more about that now. That's what we need to see. We need to see the flip side of this coin now. We need to learn more about Yusami's family and, you know, what relation they had with Kyosuke's family or potentially Gunzo. Actually, no, I don't think Gunzo has any relation to it. But yeah, I've just been processing everything that we just read, and man, yeah, it's a lot to take in.
Hey, Dreamer. Have you got any time to, like, look back on the previous episodes?
Like, my god. I need to see the other side of this coin as far as, like, the two families. I need to see what relation, like, Yusami's family had with Kyosuke's family.
Yeah, like, Jesus.
That's what I'm going to be waiting to see, as far as that goes.
Let's continue.
Yeah, well, at least as far as school goes, it's not much left since Christmas is coming up.
Yeah.
Hard to believe it's just 6 days off. It's like, where did the rest of this month go?
Yeah. Alright, let's make the most of this stream, though.
Yes. Let's continue.
Yes.
The first thing I did the next morning was send a letter and some cash to Mom. After I got home, I dangled the DVD I rented in front of Kanon. It's the one you wanted. Good work. Kanon gets up really early. Despite the fact she's taken a day off, she still bothered to take the time to perfect her personal appearance this morning. Well, appearances are everything, don't you know? Would you like some pastries? That's so considerate, but just water is fine with me. She might look like a complete fool, but she takes good care of her body. Yeah, I imagine. As a skater, she has to be on, like, a very strict regiment with her diet. Now, they probably keep tabs on absolutely everything that she eats. Well then, I'll be in the study. Let's watch it together. No. Okay. She knows where the line is. Just shout if anything comes up. I pressed the play button on the DVD player and disappeared into my study. After around 2 hours, I returned to the living room. The movie's credits were scrolling up the screen. I hadn't heard anything for a while, so I thought she might have fallen asleep again. I finished it. Oh, how was it? I cried. You did not, you liar. You fell asleep, didn't you? I told you I finished it. The mom died in the end. It's so sad when a good person dies. I see. I haven't seen it. Alright, question time. Huh? What? The mother in this movie was a good person, but what if she had been a bad person? I don't know. It'd make the movie kind of tedious, I guess. Tedious. I mean, if a bad person dies, people just scoff and move on, right? Right. That's right. Are you going somewhere with this? What's on your mind, Kanon? You know, what we should do next? What do you want to do? How about we grab some lunch? Where? I don't know yet, so let's just head for Central Boulevard for now. Got it. I'll go get ready. Oh boy. I'm curious to see where they end up. She thundered off to the washroom. She's pretty passive for someone so selfish. I like how that's your comment on that. I was very uncomfortable with taking Kanon out. Girls on the streets always point and whisper. Even the middle-aged salarymen look up at us with pursed lips. Look, Kanon, can you take, 3 steps away from me? No, thank you. Please. The situation is looking pretty bad right now. Jeez, Nissan. You're too dang gloomy. Do you really hate attention that much? Sure do. I'm petty like that. How are we supposed to go on a date with you like this? She followed behind me, pouting. We eventually made it to the cafe that I usually go to. Nevertheless, the waiter still recognized Kanon. His eyes shot open. Oh yeah, I came here with you before. You did? A year ago. I don't remember that. What? How could you forget the magical day you confessed your love to Non-chan? Quit pulling my leg. What do you want to eat? You decide. I knew you were going to say that. I picked some random dishes and turned back to Kanon. Yep, at that point it's like, alright. Whatever meal the knife goes through, that's what I get. Hey! What the... Wake up! You can't sleep here! How do you do it, girl? Tell me your secrets. I want to know. I want to know. She had suddenly closed her eyes. Sorry. It's meditation time. Meditation? Image training. It's really important. It's going to boost my confidence in my jumps. I'm imagining making a bold start, flowing with the music, timing a jump perfectly, and landing with complete success.
I'm just imagining image training for Dragon Ball Z or some shit.
Oh yeah.
It's just she's skiing in her mind.
Pretty much, yeah. Is it possible to learn this power? Says Dreamer. Wait, so when you're sleeping in class, you're... Yup, I'm usually on the ice. In spirit, anyway. I suddenly felt like giving her a few more respect points. As soon as Kyosuke said that, I'm like, yup, I know exactly what you're gonna say. Knew exactly where you were going with that. Like I said in a previous episode, like after that revelation that this is literally her life, it just makes so much sense now.
She's training in her sleep.
Yeah, like quite literally. Image training. Like, she literally thinks about nothing else. You really are something else, aren't you? Yeah, I'm totally amazing. You can bet your bottom dollar that Nan-chan won't mess up. That's a bold thing to say. I don't know about that. Do people actually care all that much about what other people say? I think what they really care about is what other people do. They care when it comes to someone as famous as you. But someone like you says even the littlest thing, the whole world gossips about it. That's why I love you so much, Nii-san. Even if you complain, you still let me do whatever I want. She reached over to try and poke my face. I pushed away her hand and continued. I know that you're always thinking about skating. Nah, it's more like skating's the only thing I understand. You're pretty laid back, you know that? Still, it's probably good to know what you can and can't do. Why did you start skating? Because Coach told me to. What? No, the real reason.
Like, it just much like, Private Gump, why did you put that rifle together so quickly? Because you told me to.
Or what you can do. With a K. But no, Kanon, what inspired you to start skating? What got you into it? Everyone's got a story when it comes to stuff like that. I just use an example from my own life, from stuff, that I do in my own time with Sonic games. Like, how did I get into that? Competing on, different websites on Sonic games. How did I get into that? It's because when I picked up Sonic Rush in, 2014, in the summer, late summer, I'm like, hey, I'm getting a lot of rings on this stage. I wonder if there's a leaderboard for this kind of thing, because I feel like I've gotten just about all of them. So, I took the best total that I had gotten while just farming extra lives, and I just searched it, Sonic Rush rings leaderboard. And that was the day I stumbled upon the website known as soniccenter.org, and a whole new world opened up to me with Sonic games. And that's pretty much what brought me back to the series. So, Kanon, that's the kind of thing I'm looking for. Tell me that. Tell me that story. Now, that's a little too laid back. Was that your only reason? I get asked that a lot. People are always looking for drama, I guess. Oh, tell me about it. There's nothing wrong with people wanting to hear some great story about your introduction to skating. If I had to give a reason... If you had to give a reason? It'd probably be that figure skating is a sport that even a Japanese girl can be the world's best at. Foreigners and Japanese have radically different physiques, after all. And why did you have to be the world's best? Well, Coach talked about it every day. So it's all thanks to Ikuko-san's brilliant education. Because she talks about how she went to the Olympics every night before going to bed. Ikuko-san came in 6th, right? She was always saying that she should have gotten the gold. The situation between the Soviet Union and the US was bad back then. Yeah, the Cold War was a thing, Kanon. The Cold War was a thing, yeah. What exactly do international politics have to do with getting the gold? It used to be that 6 points was the highest you could get, all decided by the judges. was all based on their opinions back then, and they didn't have people to analyze each technical element like they do now. Right. Yeah, things were different back then. So you feel like Kukuko-san should have won. That's what you're saying. Coach said that the American judge seemed like he was going to give her a high score, so the Russian judge lowered his score to go against the Americans. Seemed like he was going to give a high score? What? Don't the judges, judge together at the same time? How would anyone know if the American judge was going to give a high score? There's this thing called lobby judging. It's where the officials, judges, and coaches meet and talk about these things over tea outside of the rink. She said you could pretty much figure it out from there. Yeah, it's not hard to see. It's like when you see the most baffling calls by officials in a sports game. Either they miss something incredibly obvious, or they make the most baffling decision that goes against what you're seeing with your own eyes in the previous play. Like, at some point, if there's enough of those in a single game, it's like, this can't be an accident. Because your mind is trying to think of some reason to rationalize what you're seeing, and it's like, it just does not add up at all. Oh, come on. If a judge came up with some ridiculous score, then his life as a judge would be over. But he'd be a hero when he got back to his home country. It's a really scary thought. Scary indeed. But the current judging system is fine, right? Who knows? The scoring system was only changed recently. The athletes, coaches, and judges are still getting used to it. To be honest, even Non-Chan doesn't know all the details yet. Whoa. But there's no point anymore in a judge trying to cheat. They randomly pick 9 of the 12 judges to count, and then drop the highest and lowest scores. Then they take an average of the remaining scores.
Wow.
That's actually a really good piece of trivia. I did not know that about figure skating. And, how they determine their scores. When they say randomly, my mind is thinking, but, is it truly random? Because, when you say random, is it, truly random, or is it more in the colloquial sense that it's like they say that, but but that's not really what's going on?
Yeah.
But if half the judges cheat, then you'd be doomed. If Non-Chan loses, then that must be the reason for it. Filled to the brim with confidence until the very end. That moment, her rice omelet arrived. Looky! Michelin Non-Chan's gonna give out stars! And just what do you plan on awarding your honors to? First, Ni-san's gloominess, 0 stars. Why me? Alright, yeah. Sounds good, Dreamer. You have a good night. Best of luck with... Yeah, best of luck with whatever exams you've got coming up. Ah, Ni-san, pass the chopsticks. You don't use chopsticks for omelets. Ni-san's comeback, 0 stars. Getting mad now. I bet, since you didn't even intend that as a comeback. Hurry up and eat. I have an appointment later this afternoon. Okay. Well, that was fun. The sun was already setting by the time the good news came. Ooh. The good news Usami was talking about yesterday at school? After escorting Kanon home, I went to the company headquarters to investigate the Shine group's most recent movements. You found him? The call was from Horibe. Apparently he'd already reported to Gonzo.
Sure did, son. We found the rat's nest just now.
Oh boy. Already? I really have to hand it to these guys. Should have known their senses would be exceptionally sharp amongst those familiar streets. Even though you got his address, you still didn't catch him? Ribe continued as if ashamed.
You see, there's this kid, Shu, who works for me.
It went like this. A debtor told Shu that he had seen the accomplice. Shu had spread the word that any information would warrant a reward and that debts could be nullified in part. It was only a verbal agreement, of course. Those ever-hungry, soulless slaves of money nevertheless mobilized with bloodshot eyes and searched for Mao's accomplice. An address turned up in the outskirts of the central district, where my apartment was. Earlier this afternoon, as Shu was searching around, he stumbled upon his prey. Shu gave chase immediately, but was attacked as he turned a corner and lost his target. Afterward, Horibe rounded up a search team and put some brutal pressure on the people living nearby. After countless interrogations, they finally found the man's apartment.
Shu took a knife in the head. That fuck really got him good.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Poor bastard. I can only imagine the cruel smile on Horibe's face right about now. Alright, I'll come join you right away.
Bastard's name is Saijo. No idea where he went though. I guess he thinks he can just get away with this.
You don't say. That's good to know.
Label that down like
Yep, I am.
Mephistopheles, Saijo. Look at us taking notes.
Yep, I'm putting Mephistopheles in parentheses next to his name. Yep, Saiho. Saijo?
Yeah.
Horibe's dark laugh screeched to a halt as I hung up. I immediately contacted Usami and headed toward the scene. Here we are. 8 p.m. The place had already been searched. It was a cheap room in a cheap building. It was utterly unsettling. Black. The table, cabinets, carpet, everything was pitch black. Construction paper was pasted over the windows, making it impossible for light to seep into the room. On one of the walls hung a scroll with the characters for Empire drawn in calligraphy. His shelves were lined with massive amounts of books in that same vein, probably serving to fuel his anti-societal ideals even further. The fact that everything was in neat order only added to the eeriness.
Sorry, I'm late.
Usami charged in, gasping for air. You're more than late. Was it your part-time job?
Yeah, I really couldn't get away today. So, what's the situation?
I gave her a rundown of what happened.
So, his name is Saijo, huh? What about the Yakuza guys?
Horibe is leading them to Tokyo Station right now.
Tokyo Station for what? A bullet train?
Yeah. Apparently the punk is trying to escape to Hakata.
The moment you mention Hakata, I think of the Ming Dynasty.
No, go away, Cortana. I wanted to click on my notes. I'm gonna make a note of that.
I turned Cortana off.
Yeah, I've neutered it as much as I can.
Yeah.
Because I never use it. Fukokuka. Or Fukuoka, you idiot. Why did you think of ancient China?
Wait, how do you know where he's planning to go?
I searched the creep's room just now. Haribe didn't touch anything once he saw the room was empty and left the rights to search it to me. The first thing we noticed was that the safe had been emptied. The door was left open and there was nothing but a seal stamp left inside. The closet was open too, and clothes were scattered everywhere.
I see. So he took what he could and ran. That still doesn't explain why you think he was headed to the country of pork bone ramen.
The computer was still on. He really was in a rush. Wonder if there's anything useful on it. And he was online, too. The browser was still open.
What was Saja looking at before he fled?
The blog of some random entertainer.
No way. Was it Fujiwara? Still, that was probably left up to fool us. Blah.
I thought so too, so I checked his history.
You thought this out.
That brought me straight to the Japan Railways website. I also looked at his search strings and discovered that he had looked up information about getting a seat on a bullet train to Hakata. Yeah, this is why you clear your history, mate. If you're gonna do something like this.
8 o'clock now. Saja would already be on the train, wouldn't he?
Question was, did he even have time to do such a thing?
Yeah.
Because you'd think if that's the case, be better to just smash the computer. You know, if you don't have time to clear the history, just smash it. I'm afraid so. Creep left at 4:30.
4:30? How do you know that?
His phone. I hit redial and a taxi company picked up.
I follow you. You asked the company and they told you he called for a cab to arrive at 4:30?
It takes around an hour and a half to get to Tokyo by taxi. Less than that if you can change to a train somewhere along the way.
8 o'clock now. This is problematic.
I don't know if we'll make it or not, but I sent a few people to Haneda Airport in Tokyo.
The bullet train Hakata takes 5 hours, but it's only an hour and a half by plane. Thus, it's still possible to set up an ambush at Hakata Station. You're good as I-san.
Yusami nodded in appreciation, but then lifted her finger.
But there's a little more to it than that.
I know. He searched for the bullet train line which terminates at Hakata, but that doesn't mean he's going to get off at Hakata.
Very good.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, he could get off somewhere along the way, just as easily. You know, that means you want to try to cover as many stops as possible.
Yeah.
All we know is the name of the train line Saijo searched for. It sent people to Yokohama, Nagoya, Osaka, and all the other stations to cover all the bases. That's what I was just saying. Yeah, you want to cover all your bases. Azai Gonzo's Sonoyama group is a huge organization with over 1,000 people. Certainly, one would need a good number of people in order to secure so many exits, but these people almost lost a blood brother to this man. Thus, no matter how long the journey is, they would bear the suffering. Still, if he really escaped to Western Japan, we're in quite a bit of trouble.
Kind of funny to imagine Yakuza worrying about jurisdiction.
She's right, though. In Hakata, which isn't part of our territory, Suwa men can't just go around grabbing people off the streets like they do here.
That's why he chose Hakata. The marinated Alaska Pollock roe there. What the fuck? His there is pretty scrumptious too. This guy has some good ideas.
Yep, give me a second. I'm looking that up.
Look, it's food.
I
Marinated
got that
Alaska
much.
Pollock roe.
Now, let me pull up the obligatory random shit window.
Get window time to accelerate.
So yeah, here we go.
Ah, cool.
Yeah, so that's kind of what we're looking at. Despite its name, is a species of cod. Interesting.
Cool.
Interesting
So it's
stuff.
based in Alaska. So roe is a
I
popular
got that
culinary
much,
ingredient
yeah.
in Korean, Japanese, and Russian cuisines. Cool.
Interesting stuff. Interesting. Learn something new every day.
Yeah, nice.
She bent down as she joked around. What are you doing now? You found something, didn't you?
Yeah. Yeah,
amongst
it's a CG. It's important.
Yeah, amongst the garbage here. Is this...
This track is new, though. I love it.
Is this his stuff? Yep, I wasn't paying attention to the name of it. What are you doing now?
Going through garbage.
I got that much. I think he wanted to... I think he meant why. Don't tell me you're hunting for clues.
Damn straight. I trust that you went through the room thoroughly, so I'll skip ahead to the dirty work.
Waiting in the putrid pile of garbage, she tore open bags with a perfectly calm expression.
Found it. This looks like a diary about Great Japan. Guess this makes this Saijo's garbage. I knew it.
Yep, that sounds about right. With a title like Great Japan. Huh? Ah, you knew what?
Oh, it's just our man Saijo's quite careless when he's not following Mao's instructions.
Yep.
The blueprint for Mao's railway to hell may be perfect, but we can always hope for a mistake from the man laying down the tracks.
Yep.
Especially in the garbage. During everyday life, it'd be strange to see it this way, but this mountain of garbage is actually a mountain of evidence.
She plunged her hand into the bag, closely examining the contents. A mountain of evidence? But Saizou's already on a bullet train.
Yes, your deduction was indeed logical.
Is there something still bugging you?
I was just thinking that everything's been too easy. This stinks. I'm gonna have to take a shower after this.
I don't blame
She has
you.
a point. I like your thinking.
Yeah. It has been too easy. There's gotta be some kind of catch.
Yeah.
Hey, what are you calling easy?
Well, if he really was too hurried to turn off the computer, then why was it turned on in the first place?
Right?
And he went to a blog to confuse us. Pretty leisurely, huh? I just can't imagine he was actually short on time.
She has a point. There was no real need for him to check the railway website from his own room. It'd be far safer to find a random internet cafe while on the move and search for information there.
Plus, he was searching for seat reservations. I could understand doing so if we were in peak travel times, but Christmas is still a bit far off for that. He could just stand if no seats were available.
That's logical.
However, if Saijo had really been thinking about getting as far away as possible, all of this would still be reasonable. You never know what someone will do when they're in a panic.
Perhaps I was a little hurried, too. Sorry. I guess I was so focused on getting the clues that I got careless. It's a good chance that Mao's true goal was to mislead us into thinking that his man was on his way to Hakata. Yusami didn't speak, but merely shook her head in response. Suddenly, her face stiffened. What you got there, girl?
Ooh.
She picked up a piece of paper.
Azai-san, when did you guys get here?
I showed up a little after 6. Haribe got here a bit earlier. Yusami stared at the dirty piece of paper.
Your package arrived today around 5, but you weren't here. End quote.
What the fuck? Someone left him a note? Usami nodded.
This message ended up here in the trash. It means Sajo was home at some point after 5 o'clock.
That's right. If Saiho had left at 4:30 as I had guessed, then the note would be in the mailbox, not in the garbage. The cab was the bait. He only called it. He never got in.
No, I guarantee you he got in, took a short ride and got out somewhere close by. Otherwise the cab company would have told you something.
I wish I had asked for the specific drop-off location when I called. No, I'm not the police. There's no reason for them to tell me. He got out nearby, and when he got back to his room, the note was there, right?
Right, this is an important clue.
Usami clenched the note in her hands and stood up. Exactly, because with that note, you can track down the person that wrote that note.
Yeah.
You can trace that back to the person who left it and see what you can get out of them. That could be useful. If he didn't get the package, then that means Saijo might come back for it.
That's highly improbable. After all, he knows he's being chased by the Yakuza.
So, you mean...
Yes, the package will have been rerouted to Saijo's current hiding place.
Usami took out her phone and dialed the number on the ticket.
Hello, sure, the package number is, yes, 265. I'll hold.
It looks like she's being forwarded to speak with the driver directly.
Hi, can you please try to deliver that package, that last package one more time? I'm Saijo's younger sister. Yep. Alright, where did Nissan ask you to deliver the package to? The dummy managed to forget it himself somehow. Yep, the Central District Plaza Hotel. Great, thank you very much. No, the place he wants you delivered to, it's all good.
The call ended. The Plaza Hotel?
Yeah, do you know it?
I do. I'll send some people over there right now.
Please do, and make sure every last exit is airtight. We can't let him get away this time.
Alright. I'll give Gonzo the scoop and ask for more men. After sending Horibe and the rest of them on a wild goose chase, I'll have to personally apologize anyway.
I understand. See you there.
This is gonna be good. Usami handsomely dashed out into the night road.
That was an excellent showing of deduction.
Very much so. Very good back and forth there. And that little play by Usami there to grab the name of the place that it's going to.
Yeah.
Very clever. Well then, I suppose I've got things to do too.
What was that?
That
changed, didn't he?
I was about to say, that seems to happen when he's going from
switching.
Azai Kyosuke to Mao.
Yeah.
It's not like there aren't any variables whatsoever. Naturally, my plan is perfect, but the choice of executor may present some problems. The phone in my chest pocket began vibrating. It was my loyal prince of hell, Mephistopheles, Saijo. Did you delete the email I sent you?
Yeah, I completely erased it from my computer.
However, if the police become involved, they may be able to recover deleted data. I'll just remove the computer entirely from his room later. That's why I was saying, you should have just smashed it.
Yeah, put a drill through the hard drive.
Exactly. What are they going to do with it? Yeah, what are they going to do then? Can't get anything out of that.
Yeah.
All you really have then, if charges do come down on you, is destruction of evidence. What do you think of the hotel? I hope you're satisfied with their accommodations. Saizhou seems to be very upset.
Don't take this the wrong way. I'm not questioning your power, Mao, but is this really okay?
Whatever do you mean?
These yakas are unnaturally sharp. They probably found my apartment already.
That's correct. But didn't you foresee this and lay traps?
Sure, but will those thugs even notice?
If they can't even solve a problem on that level, then there's no need to worry about them.
It's reassuring to hear you say that. You're right, I'm sorry.
It's still too early to relax. There will be no problems. I promise you. As long as you don't make any stupid mistakes, that is.
Then, about the next plan.
Right. I didn't finish last time. Oh boy, this next plan. What is it?
Haru
Alright,
sits
you're up.
silently on the sidewalk outside the hotel, staring at the entrance completely still. Kyosuke had called moments ago. Kyosuke had to accompany Gonzo, so he couldn't come to the hotel personally. However, he sent every nearby member of the Soyama group to her aid. The young men sitting on guardrail looked like they were playing on their cell phones, but each and every one of them were actually watching the hotel's entrance.
Here we go.
After 10 o'clock, the sea of people thinned out and almost 20 devilish-looking men appeared.
Here we
After
go.
a few words of greeting, they immediately began preparations for raiding the room. The underground car parking lot, the 4 exits of the hotel, and the fire exits were all covered. All possible escape routes have been sealed.
At least all conventional escape routes.
Yeah, perhaps the men simply had incredible discipline, as they all set out to do their respective duties without a word of complaint. Someone had already gone in disguise as a would-be guest and got Saijo's room number from the front desk. The only thing left was to charge in.
Oh boy.
Haru's thoughts raced as she walked along the hotel's marble hall. Silence reigned over everything. Perhaps it was simply excellent insulation, but not a speck of sound escaped from the numerous doors. Why did Mao choose to work with Saijo? With an accomplice, a criminal can achieve much more for sure. However, at the same time, more issues also arise. Often a brilliant plan by a brilliant criminal is ruined by a stupid henchman.
Mm-hmm.
Things just didn't add up. Naturally, Mao had he would have probably planned ahead of time. Even if Saijo did get captured, he would still make his escape. Nevertheless, bits and pieces of his plan would be pried from his accomplice's mouth. So why? Right here. A man escorting her murmured. He was a portly man. A golden chair gently dangled around his fat neck.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Before Haru knew, she was already in front of the room that Saijo had reserved. Words softly floated from her mouth. Can you knock for me? I'll stand in front of the peephole. Saijo already knows what Haru looks like. Even so, her image would be less apt to cause a panic than that of a Yakuza thug.
Mm-hmm.
She took out her wife's scarf from her shirt pocket and applied a bit of makeup.
Interesting.
If she can bring her face really close to the door, then the person inside won't see her clothes. Her fat entourage stood in front of the door and made a light fist. He knocked.
What's going on? My grip tightened on the phone I was speaking to Saijo with.
Someone's knocking?
At this hour?
Yeah, it's probably just room service.
Be careful. Take a good look at them through the peephole first. Saizou's breathing dominated the phone's signal for a few moments.
It's a woman, a young woman.
A woman?
She's got a white hat, maybe? I really can't see her clothes.
Surely it isn't. Do you recognize her? You saw me once at the harbor.
I don't think so.
A vague answer. I remembered Usami's outrageous hair. Perhaps this was all within her calculations. Without that hair, the girl would look radically different.
Maybe it's a delivery of some kind.
Don't count on it. I spoke flatly. I've never known a delivery person to bring something at midnight. Perhaps sensing my caution, Saizou also lowered his voice.
What can I do?
Does she have any intention of leaving?
No, she keeps looking this way. She's barely even moving.
That's Usami? Then why? A shiver crawled over my body. How could she possibly have discovered this hotel? I have something to ask you. This may be the last time I speak to Saizou. Did you clear out all the garbage in the room?
Of course. I cleaned the place out and took all the garbage to the dumpster. You fool.
Then answer her. Open the door.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Very well, I'll hang up for now.
Right. There's no other way. They've chased him this far. There's nowhere to run. Those Yakuza, the Suwa Alliance, will have already sealed off all exits. Not even a drop of water can escape their barricades. Locking himself in would only buy time.
Knocking continued. But after 5 minutes, 10 minutes, there was still no answer. She couldn't even feel the presence of a living person in there. Though she'd begun to waver, Haru contacted the front desk. She suggested that the man inside might have collapsed. The manager informed her shortly thereafter, and no one was answering the phone either. After telling them that her intention was to check inside the room, the building manager finally came to meet her with a set of keys. The door swung open.
Here we go.
Why? Haru bit her lip as hard as crushing defeat gnawed at her heart.
My terrible assumptions were unfounded. The phone rang once more.
It wasn't anything to worry about, Mao.
Ha! Saizou wouldn't call so quickly after being apprehended. I can safely posit that he's safe.
The girl at the front desk noticed that I dropped my passport and brought it up to me.
That's probably because you packed your things in such a hurry. Nonetheless, it's good that nothing happened. That's a new one.
Had me freaked out for a minute though. I was wondering how the hell they could know I was in this budget hotel.
Mm-hmm.
That look.
Yep. Devil. Your pursuers should be dashing to the Central District's Plaza Hotel right about now. I was just worrying too much. In other words, I had overestimated Usami. Usami could only go as far as the Plaza Hotel. She couldn't possibly have predicted that Saizou might be in this cheap hotel in the Eastern District.
You had me make a mistake on purpose, Mao.
Yes. Ever since the incident at the arena, they had begun to underestimate you.
I probably couldn't have fled this way without your help now. It's amazing that you came up with this so quickly.
You were the one who told me your luggage was set to be delivered this afternoon, correct? That was a great help. The delivery notice was left as bait. Oh. Yusami once again thought she was onto something, and just like that, nothing. Even the way, the writing suggested it,
yeah,
it made you think that this was it. He's got, she's got him. They've got him. But no!
The devil sneers once again.
Yes! Yeah, so he actually, went to a hotel of a similar name, but in a different district.
Yeah.
And the Central District's Plaza Hotel was just bait. To throw them off. God damn. The delivery man was sent to the wrong hotel on purpose. To a hotel where Saijo checked in, but never stayed. Instead, Saijo went into the Plaza Hotel and entered his room once, then left immediately and went to the Eastern District.
This time I made sure to follow your directions to a T. I browsed websites hinting at Hakata, didn't delete the search engine's history, and left the browser open on the entertainer's blog.
Don't forget the cab at 4:30. That way, even Yakuza could infer that you were going to Hakata.
But the truth is, I got out of that cab quickly, went back to the apartment and took care of the note at the same time.
It was a bit of a dramatic masterpiece. A play that suggested he had left, despite staying right where he was.
Then I threw the note out with the garbage so that anyone searching for a mistake of mine would dig it up and contact the post office.
Just as I would expect from you, Mao. Even everything that looks like a mistake is all meticulously planned out.
Yes.
This is what I mean when we say this guy really leaves no detail overlooked. He thinks of absolutely everything.
Yeah, he has clues behind clues and fucking behind clues.
Exactly, dude. There's layers to everything this guy does.
Yeah.
Usami's limit was right there.
You created a ruse within a ruse.
Yep, like we were just saying.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Yep. What a line. What a line. That sums up Mao perfectly. Mao in a nutshell. You created a ruse within a ruse.
Basically, all this is basically just going like, catch me if you can.
Pretty much, yeah. You left her the clues. All we really gauged was how Usami would interpret them. In the end, the children found an answer, and, intoxicated with happiness, stopped searching for the truth. The Yakuza heading for Hakata, Usami heading for the hotel, they're all the same.
It was a brilliant plan, Mal.
Oh, please. That wasn't modesty. Do you know the Zhuge Liang's empty fort strategy? At first glance, it's a brilliant tactic with a ruse within a ruse, but it's actually nothing more than a pathetic getaway scheme. In the end, the fact that Saijo is being chased by the Suwa Alliance hadn't changed. It doesn't really matter whether or not this battle is won. Well then, let's continue.
Right, we were talking about that girl who saw me.
I mustered all the coldness I could. Let's kill her.
Jesus. Christ.
Jesus, dude. I know you guys go back, but holy shit. I'm just calling that holy shit, dude. What the hell?
Oh. Chapter 3. What a switch.
Do I want to switch what?
Oh my god, just know the switch, like from fucking that to like that intense scene to just this.
I know, right? We need a little comic relief after all that shit we were just told.
Oh yeah.
I suppose. But yeah, like, really.
Crying out loud, every last one of you assholes is useless.
But, you know, before we get into this too much, like, this goes back to what they were discussing earlier. You know, about, like, how they do things that seem really dumb. Like, he's both figuratively and literally playing it dumb. Like, he intentionally makes what seem like dumb decisions, but they're all incredibly calculated, you know, with meaning behind each of them. So what we were talking about earlier, when they were talking about this Mephistopheles guy, because, you know, I guess I should refer to him as Seijou now. This Seijou guy. Like, they build him up to be like this guy who, like, he's Mao's accomplice, but, you know, they want you to believe, like, these are decisions that he's making that are just, you know, decisions he makes that are really dumb. And it's like, this is totally gonna screw over Mao, but it's like, no, it's all calculated. Like, every single decision was his.
Yeah.
Oh, Zach sent me a teaser for the mod that he's been working on. He's been sending me, like, little screenshots of his mod that he's been working on. Yeah, Zach, I feel like I have seen this in another mod before. It's just Monica in the club saying, "Excuse me, but this isn't a sleeping class." I'll be looking forward to that mod that you're working on, mate. Because I'm pretty sure... I don't remember what mod it was that I've seen a line like that before, but it's a good one. I guess, since you got me talking about mods again, I went into my bookmarks and saw that there was one I had for, like, a newer demo for, like, one of the first, like, mods I played when I started getting into mods for DDLC, and that's Corrupted Conflict. This was, like, 2 years ago at this point. I played a short, like, 20-minute demo for it, and, like, I'm like, yep, that was a cool little thing. And I have not thought about it since then, but I found out, browsing the subreddit, that there was, like, a newer demo that's, like, actually longer. So I might have to come back to that one sometime. It's a little horror mod. You know, just see if it's improved at all, because I wasn't super impressed with it, to be frank. Vigilante? Like, yeah, Zach, if you want to go back through the catalog that is my old, my old DDLC mod playthroughs, you can go back and watch it. It's part of like a two-parter. It's part of like a pair of mods that I played. It's in my one-offs playlist if you want to find it. It's one of the first ones in there, I think. I played it alongside Our Reality. Trust me, it's pretty basic, I'd say. There was like some mystery stuff going on with some of the stuff like you were finding as you went through the different rooms of the school, and it was dark inside the school because you probably can guess why. But yeah, like the way I described the setup as far as like for horror goes is pretty basic.
Fuck.
Anyway, let's get back to the game.
Nice.
All right.
I said this wrong. I'm very sorry.
So I'm guessing him and that woman Usami was talking about yesterday didn't end up working out.
Yeah. I'm very sorry.
Yeah, if you want to see what I mean as far as like what I mean when I say basic, just watch it. It's short. It's like 20 minutes. And then like I cut to Our Reality, and you don't have to watch that if you don't want to, because Ronald's already done a playthrough of it. I was just doing my own. Yeah, we're real sorry. Aichi put on airs of importance the next afternoon.
So when did you plan on introducing me to a girl, Usami-san, huh? Yeah, in a couple of days. Now that you've seen what I'm really like, I'm quite the prick, aren't I? I'm at the age where I just want to penetrate something. I just can't wait anymore. Oh my god.
It's only been 2 days, and he's already impatient as hell. Alright, tell you what, I'll help you find your dream girl.
Just please calm down for now.
This Joker's mood is just a disaster today. What's got you all riled up this time, anyway?
I actually ate dinner with my dad yesterday. It's been a long time, okay?
You have a dad? Like your solution there, Zach. Just buy a sex doll. There, problem solved.
Like just
If you just want to penetrate something, anything. He didn't say anything specific.
Yeah, I just like, you have a dad?
I know, right?
Wait, didn't you grow up in an orphanage? That was all a lie. My dad's a hoteler.
Seriously?
The Central District's Plaza Hotel, Grand Hotel, and top of the Tomabetsu are all under Dad's control.
Bro, you just said something insanely useful. You're shitting me.
If you think I'm lying, then how about I give you a free night?
Yeah, we're looking at each other, just nodding like, mm-hmm. I glanced at Usami.
It seemed legit.
Yeah, do you want to test him on that? I didn't know at all. I've heard of a hotel owner named Aizawa before. But who would ever believe that he was actually Aichi's father? Wait a second. So, for all that calling me rich and pampered, you grew up in a wealthy household too? It is, Zach.
You. Dad's really strict about everything. He even told me I couldn't keep insects as pets. Isn't that just nuts?
I see.
Plus, Dad got home too last night. What do you think he was doing? And as soon as he shows up, he starts talking about his job. Was it about the Plaza Hotel? Yeah, they said a guest disappeared. He registered and all, but the phone number he gave didn't work and the address was a phony. They wanted to call the police, but then they found out the room key and the payment were under the bed.
You didn't call the police, did you? There was nothing stolen or anything after all.
They didn't, but phew. Dad would have done more than bitch about it if they had. He kept on saying if word about something like this came out, then our reputation would be ruined and customers wouldn't come anymore. I'm the owner of the place, so they should stop crying to me each and every time some piddly crap like this comes up.
Damn, dude.
I mean, tell me about it, right? I'm just your son, so stop crying to me about this crap. What are you trying to do? Make me turn to delinquency here?
Oh, come on. Your father's a good person. You should take a lesson from him.
You mere mortals can't possibly understand my worry.
Putting yourself on a pedestal, are you, Aichi? Jesus.
No.
The way he puts on airs like this. Aichi just kept on sulking. Nothing would stop him now. No. Jesus Christ, dude. So that means we were completely played.
And after all the trouble we've been through.
When class was over, Usami and I held a strategy meeting. About that Senjou.
Yeah?
I asked Gonzo about his so-called Great Japan Revolutionary School. He said he'd never heard of it.
Is it because it's small enough to fly under the radar?
Perhaps. Perhaps. Who knows? Those organizations are a dime a dozen.
It'll be difficult to track Senjou through that route.
Yeah. In the meantime, Haribe and his crew are combing through the inner city's hotels. This is... You know, they've set up Senjou as this, like, Japanese nationalist, you know, some kind of quote-unquote revolutionary, but now I'm starting to even call that into question.
Yeah.
Anyway, you're up.
Senjou has escaped to another prefecture by now?
Yeah, I hear you. The creep's probably scared to death of the power of the Suwa Alliance by now, so...
Fuck, has the screen killed itself?
Reconnection successful. Alright, nope, we just dropped for a sec.
Yep.
Pretty strange, because... Yeah, you guys probably won't notice it that much, because... It says I haven't dropped any frames, but yeah, my connection dipped for a second. Wouldn't expect much to be going on, because it's... well after midnight.
Yep.
Anyway, yeah, I hear you. The creep's probably scared to death of the power of the Suwa Alliance by now. Seeing as how that might be the case, Gonzo issued orders last night and sent over 100 people out of the prefecture to cooperate with the local gangs and collect information about Maou and Senjou. When you tack on the upcoming battle with the Shine group, the Sonoyama group has its hands full.
If there's anything I can do...
Isn't waiting for news the only thing to do? Yeah, like I said, you probably wouldn't even notice anything if you weren't watching because of how quick it was. But it did happen, just noting it. To be more precise, since we failed last time, we can't make rash movements anymore.
Oh, yeah.
Because that is not going to end well for you.
Board.
Huh?
Kanon was awarded the NHK trophy. Because this went against Mao's orders, her mother, Ikuku-san, is in mortal danger.
That's why we're searching for Senjou in the first place.
That's true.
She's being kind of vague about this. Senjou is a chess piece Mao prepared for this match. The use of an accomplice represents a potential risk, but also a corresponding return to go along with that risk. Indeed.
Thus, The method he'll use to take Ikuku's life is one that relies on the existence of said accomplice, correct?
We have to work under that assumption. If Mao could do it himself all along, there'd be no need to recruit someone else. Therefore, Saizhou must still be within the city. Isn't that right? Or,
Yeah.
or again, Saizhou's purpose all along is just to be a great big diversion to draw attention away from Mao, get all of the Suwa Alliance's resources focused on him, at least as much as they can, so that Ikuko-san is easy pickings for Mao himself.
Yeah. And it's interesting, like, the convenient timing of the Shin-A group.
Oh yeah, yeah. You have to factor that in too.
Yeah,
Because it's
like,
very
Mao
convenient how
in the
this is coming up just now.
Yeah, because in the past, like, Mao used the Shiratori stock drops to his advantage in his plans.
Yep.
And that wouldn't have been, like, a thing if that wasn't a play here. And they've put big emphasis on, like, someone, like, taking in territory on this specific arc of the story. So I have a strange theory that might have something to do with Mao's plan.
I can definitely see where you're going with that line of thought. And I'm following. Yeah. I like where you're going with that. Yeah. It's not a possibility that I can rule out.
Yeah.
So we'll just have to see how it factors in. But if I was a betting man, I would say that's a very likely possibility.
Yeah. Yeah, I suppose chasing Saizhou is still the best course of action. If we catch Saizhou, it's possible that we can disrupt Mao's plans.
I sneered. What's wrong? Getting depressed already?
No way, that could never happen. The only times I've ever gotten depressed were when I lost my wallet and found out that penguins mated.
This girl's got a screw loose.
I want to go to Saizhou's apartment one more time and look for clues.
Alright, don't do anything rash.
Understood. I am one of the victim candidates after all.
After her statement, Dusami prepared to head home. Oh, we're back here.
Is this Mephistopheles or Mao?
This track, I think, has usually been used in association with Mao.
Yeah, let's have a look.
The happy sound of children's laughter weaved into the surroundings.
Okay, so it is...
There we go. That answers that question.
Mephistopheles Saizhou was sitting on a bench in the Eastern District's park, waiting for Mao to contact him. The elementary school students, ignoring the brisk wind, fought to get the sandbox and the slide. Saizhou thought of his own sister and the detective who was in charge of the investigation.
Oh boy.
Saizhou had choked her to death.
Wow.
Fuck.
Jesus Christ, man.
This game
ruthless.
Nothing back.
Nothing at all.
That sister who had just started school, who he loved so much.
Yeah, so... Here to share more?
Smiling angelic face, which unbeknownst to him, suddenly had eyeballs bulging out of their sockets.
Oh! Why do you gotta make me picture that game? Oh! Oh, Jesus!
Fucking hell. Mao was not kidding when he said he released Mephistopheles.
Yeah. You don't say. Holy shit, dude. What was that?
Is fucked.
Yeah, good lord.
Okay. You killed her. No. That's right, she didn't die. His sister loved him. They would hold hands and go to school together. When bathing, she'd scrub him from top to bottom. She never forgot to give him a good night's kiss. In other words, she must have loved him deeply. What was wrong with what he did? Flowers are meant to be picked when they're the most beautiful. What
Yeah,
fuck
so...
is wrong with this dude?
Yeah. I do not like the insight we're getting into this guy's twisted mind. Good God, man. I don't know what it takes for somebody to get to this point where they can think like this. Like, oh my God, that is disturbing.
Jesus.
My God.
Saja hadn't killed her. He just made her his.
Ugh.
By choking her enough that her eyes pop out? It's just that those most annoying exaggerated the matter and forced punishment upon him. Fucking good.
You don't say, mate. That's kind of how these things work. I wish you could see my face right now. Like, all I
can't
can
even
do
close
is
my mouth.
sit here, mouth agape, just wide eyes. What am I reading?
Jesus.
Yeah, Zach said,
This
look at the
fucking
flowers. A Carol line before she killed a child, crying with a gun in her hand.
I've played many fucking visual novels, many DDLC stories, and cruelty and just complete psychopathic characters. This is just unsettling.
Yeah, this is on another level.
He spent those long, hard years, the years before he became a legal adult, in that building with the high fences. So
Yeah,
he did
so
this as a
that's
child, a teenager.
yeah, that's the thing. This guy, yeah, he went to juvie for this.
Mm.
You know, or if they've tried him as an adult, you know, then prison, just wherever.
Mao's call came.
Are you all right?
They won't chase me to a faraway park like this.
Please don't underestimate those people.
I won't. But until the last 3 people are killed, I won't leave this city. Yoshida Kimiko, the woman he had failed to kill earlier. Kanasaki Yukio, the figure skating coach. And the girl named Usami Haru.
Yeah, so only 3 names left on the list. Jesus.
His heart was aquiver with anticipation for the murderous plans that would be presented to him in the future.
I'm at the arena now.
One could almost hear the ecstasy drip from Mao's words.
The finals will commence tomorrow. It's a large-scale competition with contestants from 6 different countries and represents the closing act of the Grand Prix. The event will be quite extravagant, I suspect.
Saja just wanted to ask, just what the hell are you talking about?
Yeah, Kanon's coach is getting added to the kill count. Yeah, that's been hinted at for a while. She's been on the list. We've known this for a while.
Yeah. However, not wanting to risk hindering their relationship, he stopped himself.
Of course, all it really boils down to is a competition about money. It's just a show run by the International Skating Union to help fill their pockets. It's even become common practice for last season's world champion to abstain from the competition, out of fear of losing their popularity and honor. Is that right? Is that really a thing?
Sajo could only mumble some vague confirmations in response.
Jesus. Even the new evaluation methods are making the sport more boring. Now I must admit, new scoring system has achieved its intended effects of preventing cheating, but it's just slaughtered the new routines. Under the new rules, the number of jumps is the deciding factor for score. The graceful transitions, one after another, are now unnecessary. Anyone can see the results of the change. Pretty much each and every contestant goes out and does the same program. And since they fear the judges' penalties, they're avoiding any big challenges. You can't even see any spectacular falls anymore. Just how is this a free skate?
Unbelievably, Mao sighed. This made Saijo a bit insecure.
For instance, I think that Seita Makiko is better than Azai Kanon. The basis behind this thought is her set of fundamentals. Her movements, perfectly synchronized with the musical accompaniment, are very beautiful. And I happen to know that she overcame many hardships and gave an unrivaled amount of effort. Yet, a single jump with a large amount of rotations is enough to completely upset the rankings. In the end, the victory goes to those who have the flashiest trump card. What a terrible age we've entered.
Saijo finally understood his comrade's grievances. Thinking about things clearly, each target up until now had something to do with figure skating.
I'm sorry. I got a little carried away.
Mao, let me ask you something.
So I guess now we know why Mao, said in that threat letter, ensure that Azai Kanon, does not win.
But, why, though? I don't know, it's like everything you're asking questions upon questions.
Yeah, exactly. But just, it makes a little more sense now, because he's very much not a fan of the new system, because he feels like it takes away the creativity.
But is that just something he's saying to Mephistopheles?
He could just be using it as a metaphor for something else.
Yeah.
I see what you're saying with that. So let's see.
Aren't you a part of the revolution? Aren't you worried about our country? Why do you have such a focus on figure skating? The mysteries just kept piling up. The targets were scum, but still only normal civilians. Why did the names of great evils such as government leaders and the masterminds behind religious organizations appear on the list? As he pondered the thought, he let up a bit. Sorry for bringing this up now. Maybe just something that only someone as sharp as you could understand. Sada didn't want to be hated by the only person who will to understand him in decades. And Mao had helped him get out of trouble just yesterday.
No.
Mao answered with an air of apology.
You're spot on.
What do you mean?
I merely took issue with the current state of figure skating. I wanted to wipe the people who were only in it for the money off the face of the earth. And because of that, I used you. Mao spoke
bitterly. Incredibly, flames of anger didn't roar within Saijo's chest. The emotions of an event long forgotten floated to his heart once again. He remembered a time when his sister broke a toy that he treasured. He remembered his sister coming to him with an honest apology.
Thank you for your help up until now.
Saijo's hand trembled, shaking the phone it held.
At the moment, it would appear the best plan is to escape to Western Japan. Though, you could take a bullet train Taking a night bus or ferry would be safer. Please contact me after you get to Fukuoka. I'll prepare a boat for you to take to Taiwan. Just tell me your account number, and the money for the escape will be wired.
Wait, Mao. Words burst from his mouth. I never said I wanted to escape.
But
No, I'm going to finish this.
why?
Taijo made his decision inside. I have also been deceiving you. The Great Japan's Revolutionary School doesn't exist. No, you could say that it exists, but the Representative Public Relations Department, Operation Planning, the whole group is one person. Me.
Interesting.
A feeling he knew
Interesting.
this, though.
What?
This word of thought of me is a deviant, but you supported me and sent me that powerful emotional message. You called a powerful person such as me as a hero. There would be no more hesitation. No matter what Mao's true goal was, he would still be Saijo's friend.
What's up, Gaming with David? How are you tonight?
Hey, man. Tell me, the person you really want to kill isn't among those three, is it? Your real target is... Saijo said a name. Mao gave a short answer. Yes. I'll help you. Come, give me instructions. He didn't know when, but the sound of the children playing in the park had completely disappeared. Hey, I'm alright.
Boy. I'm having a pretty good night so far. Had a pretty laid-back day off today. Aside from going for a walk out in the snow earlier to get some pictures. I haven't posted too many of them in the Discord server yet, but I think I posted just one, actually. But yeah, you can kind of see what it was like there. Although part of me wishes I would have held off until later when it started snowing even when the snowflakes got puffier and you could see them better in a picture. Because you can't even really tell it's snowing in the one picture that I sent. But yeah. This is when I was still thinking I was going to go out and do some shopping earlier, but then I saw what the weather turned into after I got home and had something to eat. I'm like, you know what?
Mate.
I don't have to go anywhere today. You know, I have the day off today, and if it's going to be like this, driving is going to be absolute hell. So how about no? How about I just not deal with that?
Oh, yeah.
Because, let me tell you, as much as I love this time of year, I do not like driving in the snow. It's not a fun time. Hello. Really? Your common courtesies out the window already?
I reckon after this scene, I think I might be done for tonight.
Okay. We'll call it after this then. But yeah, the other thing about that little venture that I took outside today is that I don't think my phone loved the trip quite as much as I did, because my phone's battery was getting sapped like nobody's business out in the cold today. Like seriously. From the little trail behind the houses near the neighborhood playground, which is where I took that picture from. The walk from that trail behind the houses near the park to the spot where I took the picture in front of the playground, my battery went from in the tens to 1%.
Oh yeah.
Between, the few minutes of walking I did to get from behind, the trail back there to the spot where I took the picture. It wasn't even 10 minutes. It wasn't even, it wasn't even 10 minutes of walking. 5 minutes at most. What? How? one, because my phone is a few years old. I've had the battery replaced once. The charger port doesn't work. One of the speakers doesn't work. Yeah, the phone's old, and the battery, despite it being a replacement, ain't what it used to be. And because the cold just fucks with my battery. To use another example, I remember when I was in a car trip once, I had a phone clip on one of my air vents, and it was wintertime, so I was obviously running heat through there. My phone eventually got so hot that it just stopped responding. It literally said, the phone is seizing all function because it is overheating.
Yeah, most phones do that.
Yeah. So, yeah, the battery was getting sapped way faster out in the cold. Although I could tell, it wasn't really, at 1%, because it was lasting longer than it should have at that 1%. The song that I was playing on loop the whole time I was out there, because funnily enough, I walked pretty much the same distance, from that spot in the park to my house. In about the same time span, it stayed on that 1%. So, yeah, make of that what you will. I don't always understand technology. Because, I was fully expecting it to die. Yeah, see, that's exactly what happened to me when I was walking outside for about, an hour and a half or so, however long it was. It felt like an hour 15 minutes. That's a little more reasonable of an estimate. I wasn't really keeping track of the time. But yeah, I basically went out there with close to a full battery, and by the time I got home, it was literally about to die. And yeah, that's what, 10 degrees or lower weather does to your phone. But I could tell it wasn't really about to die, because when I put it on the charger pad for mere minutes, less than 5 minutes, it jumped back up from 1 to 30+%. And it's it should not be that instant if it's really almost dead. Anyways, to continue.
Yes, thank God. I was watching a husky puppy meet his dad.
After dinner, Usami suddenly popped in.
Your place is so warm, man.
Don't curl up on the sofa. Get up. You saw me roll around on my couch in her uniform. After a while, she's like, all right, fine. If you're going to make me, I'm going to roll all over this thing. Get my scent all over it.
At any rate, it sure is hard to get information about a social recluse.
Any leads? She shook her head wryly.
I found a phone bill. Upon examination, it looks like he pays about the same as me. Almost nothing.
That means, like you, he has no friends. Damn, that little dick there.
It looks like he only works at places that pay by the day. Seeing as how he has his own safety helmets and military gloves, he also seems to be registered at an employment agency. There were a few pay stubs.
So he lived a life without a steady job. He said, that must mean your phone must be false reporting the battery percent. At this point, I don't know. That's as plausible as any other theory you have.
Yeah.
Like I said, I don't always understand how technology works. I just know that if that phone was really at 1%, it should have died on the way back. Several minutes before I should have gotten home. But it didn't. It just stayed on that 1%. So, yeah.
He actually seems to be rather earnest. I didn't even find a sex service membership or any horse racing tickets. There are signs that he cooked for himself when we even found clothes found a clothes iron pants press.
Guess that just goes to show you sometimes. I guess that just goes to show you that sometimes it's people like that who can be the most dangerous. Yeah, what do they... they always joke about the quiet kid in class. This is that, but in the real world.
But worse. There was only one thing that could be called a lead.
Just then, a sound rang out from the front door.
Oh no.
I'm back! I'd given Kanon a spare key to the room.
Hiya!
Here we go. Hiya! What is wrong with these two? Hey, Yusumin, you're here! The place is a bit dirty, but go ahead and sit wherever you like. This is my place! Just imagine him slamming his fist on a desk.
Oh, as rare it is that we have a get-together like this. I have to go home now.
Oh? Hey. She just said something about a lead. Why? Let's hang out. For some reason, Yusami kept glancing at my bed.
Bye.
In a hurry, with her back slumped, she left. Best way to reset that is to let it fully die, then let it charge fully. But I just turned mine fully off and let it charge fully before turning it back on. Yeah, I almost never do that. I might have to take that into consideration for tomorrow. Hey, why did Yusumin come over? Who knows? To get out of the cold, maybe? Now that you mention it, isn't she freezing her butt off in those clothes? I sometimes wonder the same thing about you. Reasonable question, Kanon. I'd have to see the outside temperature to know for sure, though. Because, seriously, when I went outside today in like 10 degrees, I layered up a bit. Probably. Let's just chalk it up to her strange nature. Like, if I were to, estimate the, what the weather must feel like, just based on that outfit, it's gotta be, it's gotta be like in the mid to high 30s or low 40s. Because, for me, that kind of weather is like, maybe I'll need a sweatshirt and a hat and gloves, maybe. But nothing more than that. It's only once it starts going below that, or if it's snowing at all, that I'm like, maybe I should get an actual coat. And if you live in a warmer part of the world, you would probably look at snow and be like, see someone dressed in just like a sweatshirt and shit, and be like, are they insane? Like, no. The psychos are the people that go around in weather like it was today, where it was like, snowing pretty heavily, big puffy snowflakes just coming down, dime a dozen, coming out of the woodwork. And you just see that guy walking around in shorts and a t-shirt. There's always that one guy here in Minnesota. There's always that one guy, no matter where you go. Anyway, what are you looking at? Why is your face so close to mine? I could see myself reflected in her eyes. What are you worried? She looks like she's worried about something.
Yeah.
Yeah, Michael, you said, I've gone out in a blizzard to walk to the store about a mile down in a t-shirt and shorts before. Yes! You're that guy! You are that guy! You two have a secret, don't you? What? The sofa's messy. What did you do? Yusumi did that.
Yusumi.
We didn't do anything, okay? Wait, there was a cell phone on the sofa. I think it's Usami's. She probably didn't even notice that it fell out of her pocket. Oh! Kyosuke! Wording! Wording is important, man! God damn it, now you're gonna give her the wrong idea.
Yes.
It must have fallen out when she was rolling around. She even rolled around? By herself, yes. Oh well, I'll give it to her at school tomorrow. She's definitely up to something. I haven't seen Papa lately, either. Something must be going on around Nan-chan. Yeah, that's totally it. Papa's just busy with his end-of-the-year responsibilities. Then what about all the people who are hanging around Coach? They look like they were sent there by Papa. People are up to something, I tell ya. Is that so? She's starting to catch on, guys.
Yeah.
I knew she'd notice. At this point, it's kind of hard not to.
Yeah.
The way things continue to escalate, it's hard not to notice. It's like Coach is being protected, you know? They're even there when she goes to the bathroom. Yeah, round the clock 24/7. Jesus. I don't think a lie would work here. No, at this point, like, the lid is about to explode. There's no way you're gonna keep it under wraps anymore, man. Why are they protecting Coach? If it was Mr. Hilton or some important person from the skating union, then I'd understand. What do you think, Nissan? I don't know. Stop talking and go take your bath. What? Even Nissan's in on it? You can't scare Nan-chan. Don't worry about it. Didn't you say you had no interest in anything besides skating? She did, but that doesn't mean she doesn't notice things like this.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Sometimes you say some pretty good things, Nissan. Her smile was immediately restored. The finals start tomorrow, right? Yeah, the ladies just start a couple days later, though. Alright then, hurry up and take a bath. Can do. She skipped over to the changing room. She probably doesn't want to think about this any more than she has to.
Yeah.
Doesn't want to break her focus.
Yeah.
If she wasn't able to change moods that quickly, there's a chance she wouldn't be as famous as she is now. Just a single performance from her can have a major influence on a number of people. Whether or not a jump is successful will change the number of spectators and the mood of the sponsors. Exactly, they all respond to that stuff.
Yes.
And this time, her performance is even related to a death threat. If she worried about every little thing, she wouldn't be able to do what she does. Yeah, exactly. Because if she knew the gravity of the situation, she would feel that pressure.
Oh, yeah.
And she wouldn't be able to execute. Because, that would be at the back of her mind, and it would mess with her performance. Because she wouldn't be able to think as freely. She wouldn't be able to concentrate on just the performance, knowing what's at stake. Of course, her continuous practice has taken away a normal school life. There's no such thing as a person who ignores everything else and just lives to skate. Because humans aren't machines. Behind Kanon's casual smile lies a mountain of bottled up emotions. She found out that her mother's life was in danger.
The music stopped.
Yeah. Alright, I think that's the end of that section.
Yeah, I think I'm done with this part.
Yeah, you're ready to call it to call it here? This looks like a good place to start the next section.
Yeah.
Opening with Usami's monologue here.
Yeah.
Man, this is really good.
It's getting good.
Yeah, man.
Fuck. This episode took some dark turns, I'll tell you that.
That it did. Very much so. Yeah. I mean, just the amount of stuff I put in my stream notes folder and just the notes I've been taking in general, you know, we got some really useful stuff today. You know, the true name of Mao's accomplice. We've got, you know, potentially something to do with the Ming Dynasty, whatever that could be referring to. And then
between Kyosuke
Mao,
and
Mao straight up, you know, telling him, "Let's kill Usami." And then,
and not only we can't forget,
Mao's motivation, like you said,
family,
that Usami's family is somehow involved with him. That's the part that blew. That's the part that kind of blew me away. Like that, there's more to it than just, you know, paying off Gonzo's, you know, the debt he owes his family. His family owes to Gonzo. Dark and brooding brings it to a T. Yeah, exactly, Zach. Exactly.
And just Mephistopheles, Jesus.
Yeah, that guy in general, just the what we're learning about him. Just, my God, just a utterly psychotic man. Yeah, like before, the impression I had of him is like he's just, you know, Mao's accomplice, but you know he's not as well thought out as him. Like, no. This guy is a straight up psychopath.
Yeah.
Completely underestimated him. Now, I'm kind of scared by this man's thought process. The way this man thinks, he scares me.
The biggest question was, what name did Mephistopheles say that who Mao really wanted to kill?
Yes, that's what I'm going to be. They intentionally left that out. You know, they know what they're doing. You know, because it's probably not a name on the list at all. So that leaves you to wonder, you know, who is it? You know, is it somebody even related to anybody that we, you know, have seen before? Somebody, you know, much more important than what's going on here in this story. Like, man.
Jesus.
That's what I'm going to be thinking about until we can play this again. Oh, man. But yeah.
Well, guess until that point, we'll see you next time.
Yeah, with that, thank you guys so much for watching. And until next time, take care.